home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Nine homers, make it 10.
Jeez.
For the liner, second deck, and nothing left in a hurry. What a show Schwarber is putting on. One swing left, 10 homers. And he does it, right field, and it is a blast. Second deck caught by a fan leaning over the railing. 11 homers.
When it erupted, and that's what you live for, right? You want your hometown to be behind you, and they were every second of it. From when we got introduced, our first pitch all the way to the end. I tip my cap to the Philadelphia faithful. They showed out tonight, and I'm excited to see what they have tomorrow.
That was Kyle Schwarber last night in Philadelphia. He comes up about 480 feet short, but what fun that was last night. The All-Star Game, home run derby, Jordan Walker. Have you ever heard of him before? He is your home run derby champion. The Sports Bash live today. The All-Star Game tonight, Yuri's in Wildwood. I'll tell you what, you got the World Cup about to start here today. That'll lead you into the All-Star Game celebration in Philadelphia. And that was fun last night. It was a heck of a final, man, between Schwarber and Walker. But even leading up to it, to get to the point, we're live today at Yuri's in Wildwood at the Fort of the Bridge. It's a All-Star Game celebration Tuesday as the Phillies obviously hit the All-Star break, hosting the All-Star Game. Pete G, my on-site producer, Josh Henning, is back in the Ocean Casino Resort Studios. We're at Yuri's today in Wildwood, where tonight they'll have the All-Star Game ready to go. We've got Matt Rife tickets, so if you're driving off the foot of the bridge in Wildwood, stop on out and see us. Sit on the deck, have yourself a nice cold drink, grab a little bite to eat, and we got you till 6 o'clock tonight down here in Wildwood. And the only complaint I would have about the All-Star Game, the home run derby last night, it's just too long. I mean, it was 11 o'clock last night when that thing is ending.
Well, you had to get 90 minutes of Barry Bonds in there, right?
Well, from start to finish. I mean, the thing started at 7 o'clock on Netflix. I mean, that was unnecessary. And then the thing starts. They don't need 8 participants. That's number one. You don't need 8 participants. Cut it down to 6. The first round, 6 guys. The last 2 guys drop out. Then you're down to your final 4. The winners of that, then you're down to your 2. That would make it a lot more enjoyable, a lot quicker. I mean, watching 8 guys back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I mean, it's just too much. I mean, so the end is awesome theater. Jordan Walker hit 6 straight homers to win it last night. I mean, he comes down to the last ball. They're talking about no one's hit a home run on that last ball the whole time. They hit one out. Then he proceeds to continue to go. The crowd last night, I don't know anybody.
They stole the show.
Can have anything negative to say. They were having fun. It wasn't rude. It wasn't bad. It wasn't in poor taste. They were having fun, and the players were having fun with it.
That's my thing is they were good sports.
Yeah, when Wilson Contreras was smiling,
he was a good
was
sport,
fun.
man.
In fact, all I kept thinking was, the Phillies got to trade for Wilson Contreras because they would love this dude, and he would love it here. He would be appreciative of the fact that they were having fun. They're booing. I mean, it's the home run derby, and they were into it. How many times have you been to an All-Star Game or watched one, and you saw the fans that into the fact that they had a hometown guy, and they were cheering for him, and they're booing the other guy, but it wasn't in poor taste. It was so much fun watching that. It was just too long last night. That would be my one complaint. It's too long.
Well, the Netflix production as a whole was horrific, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do a great job.
It was, between the drone shots and the missed home run balls and the random shots of people in the crowd and just the camera angles, it was horrific.
Yeah, they're showing people in the crowd. The pitch is coming in. The guy's hitting. You don't know where the ball's at. It definitely is not. Netflix does not do a good job.
They barely got the flyover, right? I mean, they almost missed that.
It's just too long of a day. It's too long of an event. It's too long for everything. However, in the end, it was an awesome ending to watch Walker do what he did. And the fact that Schwarber didn't win it, the fact that it was so cool the way that it went, you almost feel like, hey, you know what? Good for that guy. You know, his parents were there. They're showing the parents. They're clapping. But nobody was giving them a hard time. Like, they're playing along with them. Like, hey, the parents are here. Let's kind of joke around. And it was just a cool ending to the whole thing. Jordan Walker, by the way, makes $800,000. He made $1 million last night for winning the Derby. So Schwarber doesn't need the money. It's a good thing that Walker ended up winning that thing last night because he was the guy that really could use the extra $1 million. But you could see how much fun everybody was having there last night. It's the one thing that's cool about All-Star Weekend, or All-Star Week, I should say, is you get to see these guys out of the field having fun. And they obviously kept showing a lot of, like, Brandon Marsh and Bryce Harper. Saw Duran a lot. They were all just having a blast. And
as it should be, yeah.
6 Phillies are in the Derby, or the weekend, the festivities. You had the 2 in the Derby last night, and then the other 4 will join them tonight in the All-Star Game. Speaking of which, our own Nick Earnshaw, Nicky Nuggets, is at the red carpet today.
Nicky Red Carpet.
He is at Nicky Red Carpet today, so he's going to be calling us at 3:30 from the red carpet to give us a little bit of insight on who.
Now, that's like the Oscars, right? Everyone stands up behind a barricade.
Yeah, what do you think he's wearing?
And you say, PCA, come over here, whoever.
They're walking down the carpet.
He's got a blazer on for
You
sure.
think so?
Yeah, I
think he's going suit?
I think certainly blazer.
Nick loves an excuse to dress up.
Yeah, he's a big blazer guy.
He's a big hat guy. Do you think he's going hat today?
No, I think you got to go no hat. I mean, you got to dress to the occasion.
Hot out there, though.
It is hot up there, yeah.
I think his hair is probably perfectly combed.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah.
A little slick to the side.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, well, Earnshaw's going to call us at 3:30 with an update of the red carpet on who we got a chance to talk to, who we got a chance to catch up with on the red carpet today. Now, that started, I think, around noon.
I started around 1 o'clock. He actually texted me earlier. He said he actually had to move from the spot he was originally at because apparently where they originally stationed him at, it would have been a bad angle. So he had to move to somewhere else to get a better angle of everything.
Yeah, he showed me a video of him at the red carpet today. Now, he's going to call us at 3:30. He's going to let us know who we got a chance to catch up with, all that good stuff. Then at 4:30, he'll be calling in with the Nuggets. So we do have the Nuggets segment today, but we also have a special red carpet edition.
I like that.
At 3:30 today. Also, we got Frank with the Phillies mailbag coming up at 3 o'clock today. Football at 4 with Adam Caplan. And then at 5 o'clock, Kevin Cooney will be joining us live from Citizens Bank Park for the All-Star Game tonight. Now, the All-Star Game tonight, we did say Schwarber is leading off for the National League, and Trout is leading off for the American League. Now, did you see Trout last night give his best pitch to LeBron James?
I did. I saw that. I saw Bryce Harper give that pitch as well.
Yeah, I thought Harper's pitch was kind of weak.
Well, Harper's whole, performance last night was weak as well.
He said he's retired from the Derby.
He probably should, right? I mean, he came out there to Michael Buffer. He was hyping up the crowd.
Now, let me ask you.
He almost broke that ring, and then he just, lays an egg.
Is Buffer past his prime?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you think that's a nice touch?
I think it's a gimmick, overused gimmick.
Josh?
I think it's both. I think
see right through.
I think he is a little over the hill. But, Buffer's originally a Philly guy. So you're kind of bringing that, hey, this is one of our guys, and he's going to intro the home run derby.
Well, I got to tell you. So the whole festivities for the championship.
He's 81, isn't he?
Really?
Is that how old he is?
I think so.
I didn't know that. But the whole thing of him pumping up the crowd for the championship.
81.
Jordan Walker.
He's 81. course he does. I mean, they all do.
Vegas, baby.
Well, Jordan Walker and Schwarber getting the Michael Buffer and that whole thing. And then, they play the jock jams.
Yep.
I felt like I was in college again, man.
Well, that's to me where it was like, and we already had somebody texting in at 609-403-097. They're saying the Netflix production was awful. The Derby was boring until the fans got involved. To me, I thought, while Netflix ruined like the first chunk of the whole broadcast, once the Derby got started, it was great.
Well, it was pure, natural, organic drama, right?
But also other than Ben Rice, I don't think anybody really bombed.
No.
Yeah, Ben Rice was the only guy that was like disappointing. Everybody else,
he was the only guy. But listen, it's too long. 20 swings for 8 guys. I mean, that's a long process. Cut down 2 guys. But I agree with that guy on the text message. I think when Contreras came up against Schwarber, and Schwarber had set the number, and Contreras came up second, that definitely picked up the passion when the fans were booing him.
That was the crescendo of
and
the evening,
he
right?
bought into it. It wasn't him looking around like, what the hell are they booing me
also,
for?
you see me put the double hands up to his ears, like, come on, get louder. He
was having fun with it. He was having fun with it. And that started, you're right, whoever texted that in, they're right. The Derby became fun when the crowd got into it. And again, it wasn't bad taste. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't in, any foul language that we know of anyway. I'm sure some people here and there.
Because there was a hero and a villain, right?
Exactly.
If the game is in Atlanta,
yes.
Does that really happen? Probably not.
No, it does not. And Contreras knew he was the villain, as did Walker, by the way. Walker was smiling. He was very stoic, by the way. So Walker was
He was chewing bubblegum.
He was having a good time. He was cool as the other side.
That guy needs a bubblegum endorsement.
But Contreras, I think, definitely made the Derby last night in terms of when they're booing him, he's embracing the boos. He was cool with getting booed last night. Like, okay, I'll play along. You guys don't want to see me win. And he was doing everything in his power to try to extend that thing. And when he didn't get the last one, they kind of booed. And then they almost cheered him like, yeah, you were a cool sport with this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, I don't want anybody else thinking the same way I was. Like, man, if they can get Wilson Contreras, his name has come up in trades. Now, Boston has kind of got back in the race here. So I don't know what will happen, but if they could get Wilson Contreras, that would be one where I'm like, oh man, this guy seems like he would fit in Philadelphia. That was my takeaway from that portion of it.
By the way, really quick. So one of the things Schwarber was asked about last night was about the crowd, and Schwarber said the other players were surprised about how engaged the fans were. Here's Schwarber last night.
It was funny. They were all the guys were walking up for when they were getting introduced, and like, man, the hometown cooking's real here. And I was like, yeah, it is. This is Philadelphia. They want their guys to go out there and do it, and they're going to try to will the other guys not to.
Yeah, the fact that the other players are telling the Philly players that they were enjoying the atmosphere. That's the pitch for LeBron James.
Well, that's Red October. Yeah,
that's
right.
Pitch for LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, I heard Bryce Harper's pitch last night, and I'm like, that's weak sauce, man. You could do better than that. You're Bryce Harper, for God's sakes. Right? Do you have the Harper pitch?
I'll pull it up.
Pull that up.
Now, the Trouty pitch was better, you believe?
The Trout pitch was short. I think he could have done better, but I liked the angle that he took with, if you want to play golf, I got a new course right up the street. That's a good way to throw it, but I think he could have done better. But hey, Mike Trout here, please come to Philly because you're going to get better support than you'll get in any other city. And by the way, my course is ultra exclusive, but you got free rounds on me.
Now, devil's advocate, Mike Trout himself could have recruited himself to Philadelphia multiple times, and he's still losing 80, 90 games a year out in L.A. I'd like to see Mike Trout maybe put his money where his mouth is.
He was asked
and
about
force a trade here.
He was asked about it last night, and he basically declined to answer.
Yeah, he basically says, he's like, well, obviously I'm an angel.
Appreciate that.
He says, I have a no trade clause.
Right. He tried to be Switzerland in the whole thing. Doesn't want to piss off.
Whereas Byron Buxton came right out and said, I ain't going anywhere.
Right. Buxton was blunt about it, and Mike Trout was more of a politician about it. So here was Bryce Harper being asked to give his LeBron pitch yesterday by the media.
I'd like to expand on, I'm not really sure what that would be like for him, number one. Number two, you talk about LeBron. I came to Philly. This place is bonkers every night of the week. You never have to worry about an empty building. And if you got those other four guys, you don't have to worry about winning here. This place is going to be nuts. He could have done a much better job.
So compare that. So here's the Mike Trout pitch. So you heard how non-inspired Bryce Harper's pitch was. Yeah. Here was Mike Trout's pitch.
Yeah. See, his was a little better. He gave you the little bit of, hey, come here. They got a good team. We play the golf. Like, I think both of them could have leaned a little bit more in on how much the fans will love him.
Yep.
You know, you're in the town right now that the entire Major League Baseball world is on. Hey, LeBron, if you're watching the Derby tonight, look at the way these fans are supporting Kyle Schwarber. Like, that is what stands out about this place. They will support you the way – now, obviously, Schwarber hadn't hit yet, so you can't really say that. But I would have said, hey, watch this Derby tonight. Watch how the fans react to the hometown guys. That could be you. That's how you respond. I thought Saquon Barkley gave the best pitch of all the people.
Yeah, Saquon almost 2 weeks ago now. He gave his pitch, and that's probably the best of all the athletes in the city. And probably Saquon has the more weight, right? Because of the fact that he played so long in another franchise, right?
Saquon, right. The fact that he, played in New York, too.
And his jerseys have been burned, no question, by the Giants
But
fans.
he played in New York, which many people would perceive to be a better, opportunity or city or bigger city
Market
or
whatever you want to call it,
and Barkley is saying, no. There is no better place to play than here. I thought the opportunities for Bryce Harper last night, he could have done better. That's all. Now, he could have done better in the Derby, too, where after the Derby last night, he announced he is retiring from the home run derby. He is no longer going to compete.
And you know what? He probably didn't want to do it anyway to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, that's a while to commit to it.
Well, that's part of the conversation, guys. I have my friends of the week I want to ask you about, which is Harper spent weeks hemming and hawing. I don't really want to do it. My dad can't do it.
He didn't want to do it unless he was in the game.
Well, first it was, I'm not going to do it unless I make the team. Then it was, well, I don't want to do it without my dad. Then it was, well, I'm getting kind of old to do this. Like, he kept hedging, and then finally he embraced it. So it's like, did he embrace it too late for it to matter?
Well, it's almost like he wanted to hear from the fans that they wanted to see him in the Derby. He was keep saying, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And he wanted to hear, oh, come on, we want you to do it.
But then where's your competition level if that's the case?
Well, he came out like gangbusters.
Well, yeah.
Right.
He made quite an entrance.
He embraced the moment. It's just, and by the way, he did have the second longest. He did have the second longest home run of the night last night. It's not like he was Ben Riced it up. He actually had some.
By the way, Contreras had a 490-foot bomb last night.
I hit that over 484 and a half.
That was the number?
Was the longest distance home run. Yeah.
What?
484.
484 and a half.
That was in the first pitch.
Yeah, Contreras hit that in the first couple swings.
So Harper had the second longest. He had 482. The one that went out of the ballpark.
And his pitcher was some guy with the Dodgers.
So that guy. So the story behind that is, so that guy was a coach on Team USA. He is the guy who threw the Schwarber last That's why Harper picked him.
So the guy who pitched to Schwarber, I guess he's the Phillies' assistant hitting coach.
That is correct.
Okay,
He's got a great Babe Ruth look to him. Man.
I didn't know that position even existed on the Phillies team. Did
So-
you see Garrett Stubbs was all geared up?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was there last night wearing his catcher's gear.
Oh, he was having a time of his life.
Who was he catching for?
I don't know. I remember they showed him a couple times on social
I'm glad
media.
the Phillies have a roster spot for a guy like that. You know,
Well, he's an all-star now. He was at the game last night. I saw him sitting back there. I said, the guy's in his full gear. Like, he's just like, put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Now, he could have been the BP pitcher.
Maybe.
He gets up there and throws some little eephus. Oh, man. So what was your favorite part of the Derby last night? I do think they need to cut it down, though. It was too long. And the fans getting involved, I think, saved it from being
yeah.
like, at what point?
Did you like the Players Lounge with Bonds and Pujols?
Yeah, it was all right. I don't know who was broadcasting the thing, though.
That's what,
Excursion.
well, it's
Yeah, who was it?
Vasgersian
Hunter
Rizzo.
Pence.
But it was Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence.
Yeah, Hunter Pence.
So that's who was screaming the whole time like a psycho?
Yeah, he said, what did he say? What was somebody tweeted like, oh, he went with so-and-so that early. You got to hold some of these things back. You're
Was
only
it the Santa Maria?
something like that.
That's Matt Vasgersian.
That's Matt Vasgersian's
No, it wasn't.
go-to.
It wasn't. I'll find it.
Vasgersian didn't throw it out there.
That made me miss Chris Berman. I mean, back, gone. I missed that last
He
night.
hasn't been around for years.
That one's
but
hit
see,
to
I
that
think-
one's that one's hit to Broomall. I mean, that's a great line, right? Oh, that one's hit to Villanova. I mean,
Yeah, he said, not sure who this announcer is, but he's way too jacked up early. Can't be breaking out boom shakalaka.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Gonna
did
be
the
a
boom
long
shakalaka.
night. He
It-
did a boom shakalaka in the first round.
Vasgersian tried way too hard. Pete's 100% right in that you need a Berman type person, someone who understands how to lean into the moment.
Well, listen,
yeah.
it is not the easiest thing because the same thing's happening over and over and over again. You can only describe the same thing so
Same
many ways.
Harry the K's upper deck shot.
I mean,
Look at it go.
right? There's another one.
That's why back works.
Yeah. Hey, a home run. What are the chances? Oh, man. But the Derby, I've got to be honest with you. I don't remember the last time I've watched the Derby.
See, I watch the Derby every
Yeah.
year. So for me, I was excited because of the fact that the rules were finally simple.
The
No
format
more,
was good.
no
Yeah, the
more,
format
no
was
more
good.
timeouts, 30-second ball. Like there was so many variables. You had to have like a pie chart to track everything.
The format really puts pressure on the batter.
Yes.
Probably could go 15 swings, 6 players,
15
15
swings.
swings, and then 10. When
I'm
you
fine
get
with
down
that.
to the final
Yeah.
4, go down to 10. And that'll cut like an hour or an hour and a half off of the thing. And that would be fine. I mean, that thing was going to 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah,
I
wrapped
don't
up
need to
around
be up till
10:48.
11. Yeah.
Q
Should be
Myers
good.
came on 97.3 ESPN radio at 10:55 last night. That's when they finally signed out the broadcast.
That's too long. Definitely too late. That thing should be packed into a 2-hour window, 8 to 10. Bang, right in there. Have a little fun, like a soccer game. And you want a little extra time? You throw that on the end there,
Injury time. Yeah.
right? A little +7.
Plus
I love,
7.
There's nothing better than trying to guess how much extra time is going to get added on. If you find yourself watching these games, like there's a game on right now.
Well,
France is playing
Spain.
Spain.
3
Yeah,
o'clock
this is-
today.
this
Should
is-
the timer go backwards? Should it go from 110 to 0? Would that make you feel a little better? Instead of, going
Well,
up.
I got to be honest. I'm not watching any games outside of these games, so I don't care what they do. Right?
Should they make each goal be
I
worth
got to
6 points?
I was at
and then kick it
Sunday afternoon a little bit. You know what was on the other TV?
World Cup?
A women's, what is the name of the soccer women's league? It's like the MLS version.
NWSL.
That's it. They had a women's soccer game on. And my first thought was, I didn't even know they had a league, number one. But number two was, I don't know. Someone just scored. Oh, that's a
This
highlight.
is yes.
Okay.
The game doesn't start till 3.
But my thought was, I don't want to watch any soccer other than the World Cup games. Is it like anything else? I'm kind of like I'm just not interested at all. But I'm like, are we going to start seeing soccer games now on the TV all over the place? And if that's the case, they got to do something with the rules.
No, we can't even get past the round of 16.
Mike's right. The rules, like I was having to explain to people over the weekend watching some of the games, like how did this extra time work? Why did they do that? Like I turned into the soccer expert. I am not like soccer guy over here.
It should be a countdown timer.
I would like
from 90 to 0.
When the extra time like +7 goes up on the screen, I'd like a rolling thing on the screen telling me
on
where
the side
those minutes came from.
Yes,
like when you watch the show on YouTube.
Yes,
and people put your comments up on the screen.
Or like
I want like a scroll down the bottom of like we've added 7 minutes for this. It took 3.5 minutes for this guy because he was rolling around. 2.5 minutes for this guy. I mean, there was a guy down the other night, and he was down for a good long time. And
did they bring the gurney out?
No, he just sat there. And it was like no one's coming
there.
over. So eventually just got back up.
Yeah.
He was down there for like 40 seconds.
He was just hanging out on the ground.
All right, we're just getting started. Busy show, 3 o'clock, Frank's Phillies Mailbag. You guys out there are a big part of the show today on the White Horse RV text board, 609-403-0973. Text us your thoughts on the Derby last night, the All-Star Game tonight. What's your favorite All-Star Game memories? Let's do a little All-Star Game memories. You know, that's a game that you all watched as a kid. What's something you remember from an All-Star Game from when you were a kid? 2 o'clock hour brought to you by the law offices of Craig A. Altman. More Sports Bash coming up.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And it just keeps getting better.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
We all have places to go and things to do, but when you're getting around in Atlantic and Cape
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're live at the Sliders Bar at Yuri's, and Dan the Man just told me World Cup on at 3 o'clock. They're going to do happy hour all day. Now, the happy hour menu is great. They normally run the happy hour every day from 3 to 5, but they're going to run it for the whole day for the soccer today. And then, of course, All-Star Game tonight. The All-Star Game in Philadelphia, baby. $5 draft beer, $5 wine, $6 call drinks, 50% off the entire Sliders Bar menu, which is in my hand there, PG. You got the wings, fries, pizza, pretzels, dogs, sliders. You can mix and match, or you can go off the old menu and get yourself a nice fresh seafood, super salad. You know the deal. Crabs, all you can eat. You know, I love a place that does all you can eat crabs. They're hard to find anymore. Hard to find a place that just sit down, get your hands dirty, and have a little all-you-can-eat crab day. They do it here at Yuri's. We were down in Wildwood Friday, you and I. I went to the lifeguard races on Friday night, and it's funny because we were walking the boards afterwards. I haven't been on the Wildwood Boardwalk in a long time.
Tram car's still kicking.
That tram car is still going, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But I haven't been up on the Wildwood Boardwalk and just walked it. Like, I've walked across it to, like, the beach or whatever, but not just like, hey, it is something up there, man.
It's a different world, right?
Different world. I haven't been down here on the boardwalk. Now, I'm down here. We go to Yuri's all the time. It's funny because I just said to Dan, we did our show here last year one time. We gave away that trip to Pittsburgh, and my buddy came down to that trip, down to the show, and he lived down this area. And he said, you know, I live down here, and I never really went to Yuri's, but the TV setup, he's like, dude, the TV setup is phenomenal to watch sports. Like, if you want to come watch a game, we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 big screeners right in our eye, like bang, right at like eye level with you. It's a great spot. And the good part is you got the indoor outdoor. You got the outdoor that you can sit outside, and then you got the indoor where the breeze comes in from the outside, so you don't have to be like, if it's too hot, like tomorrow's gonna be 100.
Yep.
I'm out on that. I'm
You're
sitting
out.
here. Yeah, I got no interest in 100 degrees. I got no interest in that.
What about torrential downpours like we had?
I'll take the
over
torrential
weekend?
downpour over 100.
Yeah.
I think I'm going torrential downpour over 100-degree heat.
Because both those things kind of go hand in hand.
Is that
right?
acceptable?
I mean, those downpours are pretty bad.
I don't want to give anybody like floods or anything like that. I'm not wishing anybody like ill will with the. I just like a good rainstorm. I'll sit out on my porch on the rocking chair, just rock back and forth and watch the rain. You know.
Now driving in those.
No, I'm out on that.
You're out on
I'll
that.
drive
That's
in the 100-degree heat. I'll drive in the 100-degree heat.
As long as your AC's working. Yeah.
over. I'll drive in 100-degree heat rather than the rainstorm. That's my proclamation today.
Very fair.
Yes. Who you got today, by the way? France? Who you cheering for down to the Final Four? You got England, Argentina, France, and Spain.
I guess Argentina, right? They'll be back-to-back champs. Messi, Golden Boot, he's after.
I don't know. I'm thinking that my girlfriend sent me this thing on remember I was saying the other day, Josh, how she was all FIFA'd up.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
Norway,
she said
they got
FIFA's
eliminated.
taking over her life.
Yeah.
But now Norway's out. And then every country that like we had been cheering for because we've been to, Egypt, Croatia, they're all eliminated. Now we went to England. I said, can't we go, you know, we were in London.
You were.
I like Bellington too. I like Bellington.
Yeah. Harry Kane.
Does he not look like he would be the guy in the movie that they picked to play a guy named Harry Kane?
He looks like he'd be a villain in a movie.
He looked like a James Bond type.
Like a James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Right. Like a guy who thinks he's really attractive and he's a jerk. And you're like, dude, you're really not that good looking, you jerk.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like, right?
It'll be the Bond movie, and like he has to kidnap the girl for him to get attention from her. And then he's like, why do you? And he screams out like, "Why do you love him instead of me?"
He would be the guy who's the other guy in the Hallmark movie.
The guy who didn't get the girl, who's
Right,
lived
like
in the town for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
she ignores him.
Oh,
every
he would be
time.
the loser. He would be the loser.
No,
in that
no.
situation.
He was the cool guy,
Okay.
like in high school, and he thought that he could keep picking up chicks 30 years later because he was Harry Kane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That guy.
I thought you meant
Not
about
the loser.
I thought you meant the guy in the Hallmark movie who like has lived in the town for the last 20 years and
Same
loses
guy.
the girl to the guy who hasn't been in town for 20 years.
Same guy. I mean, essentially,
That's a little
it's
different.
It's the same guy. That's Harry Kane. So I don't know if I'm rooting for England or Argentina.
Well, you can't root for England because of the whole 1776 thing, right? I mean, it's the 250th anniversary of America.
Statute of limitations.
You can't root for England. This year is off limits.
All right. Well, Argentina, I have really no ties to. I've never been there. I'm not adverse to going there. I don't know.
I mean, Messi's like Michael Jordan, right? I mean,
Messi's kind of a jerk.
really? You think
From what I
so?
understand, he comes to the MLS, he picks and chooses when he feels like playing. What's
Yep.
that? You come to America because people want to see you, and he just decides where he feels like playing.
Well, I think they're playing the Union coming up in August.
They are, because you know what's funny? So my buddy has season tickets to the Union. And a friend of mine asked me, you have any connection for Union tickets? And I said to him, I'm like, dude, they're not that expensive. Like, I'm sure you
Yeah,
can
they
get
are
them.
when Messi's in town.
So I said, my buddy has season tickets. I'll see if he's going to the game. Which game are you looking for? And he tells me August 18th.
Inter
I said,
Miami.
I said, okay. I didn't know. So I text my buddy. I said, hey, are you going to the Union game August 18th? My buddy wants to know if he can, he'll buy the tickets off you. What are they, $30? He goes, they're playing Messi. Those tickets are like $800.
It's like trying to go see the 96 Bulls, man.
Yeah, and then he's not showing up to play in Chester. Messi's going to Chester after being playing in the World
You
Cup.
don't think he's going to be at Subaru Field
Exactly.
right off the Tacony Palmyra Bridge or whatever it is?
Exactly. So you got to pay for the tickets ahead of time, thinking that Messi's going to play, and then you show up, he's not there.
Yeah, it'll be load management.
Oh, sorry about those Union tickets. Apparently, they're playing Messi that day. Who knew? Couldn't be the New England Revolution.
Yeah.
609-403-0973. Your favorite All-Star Game memories from when you were a kid. I see a couple coming in on the text board here. Now, one of these is the one that immediately comes to mind when you think about it is when John Kruk hit against Randy Johnson. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Best was Kruk Randy Johnson from Shaner and EHT. Did he remind you, Ken Griffey Jr. with the hat, the height, the smooth swing, even though a righty, the right-handers don't always have that. Good for the kid, sad for Kyle, but that was cool. He's talking about the derby.
Jordan Walker.
Yes, he did. He was so cool, calm, and collective last night. It was just like nothing phasing this guy.
Whereas the opposite was Ben Rice. I think he was, the moment was too big for him.
I think Ben Rice's dad was trying to overshadow Ben Rice, the kid.
Yeah, Ben Rice's dad was trying to get some camera time.
Steve chimes in. He says, Walker gets a standing ovation tonight. I remember being so excited for the All-Star game at Camden Yards. I went to the EHT high school pool at around 6 and was home to watch Randy Johnson pitch against John Kruk. 93 or 94 was it? That's from Steve. Yeah, it was like
93.
93, I think it was that year.
I would go Cal Ripken, his final game in Seattle. I remember that one.
Oh, when they moved him to
playing
shortstop.
third. Right.
Yeah, A-Rod kind of gave up his
By the
spot,
way,
right?
did anybody see A-Rod last night?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
With Justin Verlander?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Pete after us for this show.
I mean, that was poor.
DFA twice and you were a low round draft pick.
And he's like, no, I wasn't.
He's second overall and he's never been DFA'd once.
I mean, how do you ask that question?
Dude.
Seriously.
And then he
looked
said,
him in
I'm
the
just
eye.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
He looked him in the eye. He says, take us through this. From somebody who was a low round pick, been DFA'd multiple times. He's like, wait, I never been DFA'd. He's like, did you realize you were talking
Who,
to
me or David Ortiz?
Right, exactly. Turn
Now,
around.
What about Scherzer? Was Scherzer
Let me look it
drafted
up.
late and DFA'd because maybe he thought he was talking to? That was my immediate thought last night. I was like, does
I'll
he
look it
think
up.
he's talking to somebody different? I mean, he tells the guy he's sitting next to him on the set, yeah, you've been DFA'd multiple times. I was like, and Verlander's like, no, I wasn't.
Scherzer was drafted in 11th overall pick of the 2006 draft.
All right, so it's not
That'd be
Scherzer.
wrong. Yeah.
What pitcher could he think that he was talking about?
I need to pull up the full baseball the AL roster to see if there's somebody else on the roster that would have made sense for this.
Yeah.
You can't defend that. There's no justifying it at all.
I'm not trying to justify. I'm just trying, like Mike said, because like as Mike knows, for the audience listening out there, there's a lot of times that the show host, whether it's TV or radio, they get handed like a sheet of stats, right? You'll get handed like information. Central Spam is calling me again. You handed information, and it's like maybe A-Rod like read the stat for the wrong person.
Yeah, but it's Justin Verlander
Yeah.
you're talking to. You're not talking to some schlep. It's Justin Verlander. You should
Well, I
know
think you
his
know
story.
by now that A-Rod is not exactly that smart. He's dense.
Exactly. Yeah. So A-Rod was dead wrong.
A-Rod's the guy who went behind a strip mall to get PEDs. Come on.
That was a terrible job last night. Awful for him to do that. I mean, the guy's there is a Legends pick, by the way.
Right.
And you ask him, hey, tell us about the 2 times you've been DFA'd. Jeez. I do agree. Walker, do we all think that Walker gets a standing ovation tonight?
100%.
I think he does. I think the
Absolutely.
fans appreciate what he did last night.
Yeah.
The fans
That's
are
a tough
entertained.
question.
Glenn in Northfield, Pete Rose running over the catch at Ray Fosse. That will always be for that generation. I'm not old enough for that.
Right.
It's a little before my time. But that's back when the game, these guys didn't give a rat's. They wanted to go out there and make a name for themselves.
Now, let me ask you this. When Jordan Walker comes back as a Cardinal, does he get booed or just
No.
fans forget about it?
No, I think now Jordan Walker becomes one of those guys that you respect and that you want to come see and give him the attention.
Even though
and the hat
he
tip.
broke your heart. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a heartbreaker last night.
It was. but
Schwarber had that thing won.
He did. It took 6 straight home runs to make it. I was actually hoping now, who was it? Pence last night who said, come on, baseball gods, get us a swing off here.
Yeah, that was
And
Penn screaming every 5 seconds. Yeah.
you didn't like Pence.
Dude, stop screaming. Just like, come on, man. Like,
What do you say? Cowabunga.
yeah, but he didn't say
Santa
cowabunga.
Maria.
He screamed it like a hyena.
All right, coming up, we got today's Do You Remember? Sports Bash Live. We're live at Yuri's today, Waterfront Restaurant at the foot of the bridge at Wildwood. We got All-Star Game celebration. They have the All-Star Game on here tonight. They also have the World Cup. So if you're looking for a place to watch the World Cup, come right here because Dan the man. Dan might be the nicest human being I ever met in my life, by the way, at Sliders Bar at Yuri's here. He said, you know what, Mike? You let everybody know. Happy hour all day long today. So we're going happy hour all day long. So the Sliders Bar menu, Dan tells me happy hour all day long. I listen to him. Happy hour all day long. Plus, we came bearing gifts. We've got tickets to go see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. This is the comedy event of the summer. Matt Rife, it's July 24th and July 25th. It is 10 days from now. Plus, next hour, our own Nicky Earnshaw, the Nuggets. He's on the red carpet today for the MLB All-Star Game in Philly. He's going to check in with us at 3:30 to tell us who he saw down there and to get any information. And is LeBron going to make his decision today? Stay tuned for that. We're hearing some birdies telling us some stuff. So stick around. The Sports Bash live on 97.3 ESPN.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
fresh seafood, ice-cold cocktails, and sunsets that steal the show. Welcome to Yuri's Waterfront Restaurant. Grab a table inside, kick back on the deck overlooking the bay, or catch the big game at Sliders Bar. Dive into mouthwatering seafood favorites, including Yuri's famous all-you-can-eat crabs, tropical summer drinks, daily specials, plus a kids menu and an arcade the whole family will love. And right next door, the Boathouse Restaurant serves up steak, seafood, and unforgettable waterfront views. 2 amazing spots, 1 legendary Jersey Shore experience. Yuri's and the Boathouse at the foot of the bridge in Wildwood.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, time for Do You Remember events that happened on this date, July 14th. Here we go. Today in 1970, Pete Rose runs over Ray Fosse in the 12th inning of the All-Star Game. Fosse gets a fractured and separated shoulder in the collision, and it would basically cause chronic pain for the rest of his career. What would happen if somebody barreled over the catcher in an All-Star Game in today's game?
There would be a fight with a lot of badly thrown punches.
Would that guy be banned from baseball?
Probably.
Instead of for gambling, it would be for running the catcher over.
Be suspended.
He'd definitely be suspended. I don't know, banned, but definitely suspended, and he would be embarrassed on television for being a bad puncher.
That's definitely something that you would not see in today's game.
No.
Well, and then it brings back the point of them having that for home field advantage. Remember that? Remember those times?
I do. I like those times.
You do like those times.
I was always for the game being for home field advantage
in the World Series.
Yeah.
Right.
On this day, 2004, Shaquille O'Neal traded by the Lakers to the Heat for Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, Brian Cook, and a future first-round choice. It is the official end of the Shaq-Kobe era in L.A. after 3 NBA titles. Could this be the day that we see LeBron leave the Lakers officially and sign with a new team? What would it be bigger, LeBron leaving or Shaq?
Oh, Shaq was massive because that whole thing about him versus Kobe was so much drama. LeBron he's like 5 weeks removed from the Lakers at this point.
When Shaq left to go to the Heat, he was still
Shaq.
player. Yeah.
And Kobe, he went on to win an NBA championship too.
Right.
Without
Shaq.
Without Shaq.
He won 2.
Or 2.
On this day, 1966, Jim Brown retired at 30 years old. Just randomly in the middle of the summer says, that's it, I'm done. 30 years old, Jim Brown retired, 1966. And on this day in 1985, the Baltimore Stars win the USFL title, which was played at Giants Stadium in New Jersey. That was back when the USFL was challenging the NFL. They had some really good players in that league.
Yeah, they did.
People were leaving college and going to the USFL. Reggie White, Jim Kelly, Steve Young. I mean, we're talking about Hall of Famers that went and played in the USFL. Those are all things that happened on this day, July the 14th. This hour of the show brought to you by the law offices of Craig A. Altman, proud sponsors of Philadelphia sports coverage on 97.3 ESPN. We're live at Yuri's on the waterfront. The game's about to start, 3 o'clock. The World Cup is underway. When we come back, Frank's Phillies Mailbag. He answers your Phillies baseball questions for the second half of the season. Coming up next.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
I had a blast. Hit some pretty far ones, so that's always fun. I thought Kyle obviously was going to get his first one. Walker came out and, he earned that right there. 4 in a row to win it, so it was pretty cool to see.
Bryce Harper, you'll hear what he told our Nick Earnshaw in about a half an hour. We're live at Yuri's on the waterfront in Wildwood. Yes, Earnshaw is on the red carpet today, and he did ask a question of one Bryce Harper. You'll hear what Harper told him coming up at 3:30 on the Sports Bash. Jordan Walker is the first Cardinals player to win the Home Run Derby. Hey, stop out to Yuri's for the World Cup and then the All-Star Game tonight. They got happy hour going all day. That's music to everyone's ears. Plus, we got tickets to go see Matt Rife up at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. So if you're looking for something to do for the World Cup today and the All-Star Game tonight, we got you covered here at Yuri's at the foot of the bridge in Wildwood. And, of course, got a couple of more stops throughout the rest of the summer where the Phillies have some day games coming up. Phillies reopen their second half of the season on Thursday night. It's another one of those Fridays where they actually have the night off, which is odd. You don't see a Friday night off in Major League Baseball ever, but they do have a third Friday night off this summer. So they'll play Thursday night. All right. Frank Klose has the Phillies mailbag each and every Tuesday here on the Sports Bash Live, answering your Phillies questions. Let's bring Frank in, who is also at the All-Star Village and All-Star Game up in Philly. And let's see what we have this week in the mailbag. What's going on, Frank?
Not much. Really hot down here, and Nick Earnshaw's on the other side of the carpet, so I didn't get to say hi.
So you're on one side of the carpet. He's on the other side of the carpet. So this is all the players are walking through here right now?
Yes, just about done. All Phillies got through at this point, so you're starting to see the crowd disperse a little bit. But really, really neat event, and it's a little too late to come here now, but I recommend it in the future if you're here in 30 years.
Yeah, we'll see when the All-Star Game is back in Philadelphia. Let's get a couple questions for Frank, who is up at the All-Star Game red carpet today as well. And Ray wants to know, what everybody wants to know, are you satisfied with where the Phillies sit at the All-Star break? That's from Ray.
I would say all things considered, yes. I mean, this is a team that was 10 games below the 500 mark. You kind of wondered if it was a lost season. And here at the All-Star break, 2 games behind the Braves in first place, 11 games over the 500 mark. I mean, that's quite the turnaround. And it's kind of what you expected the Phillies to be before the season began. You probably just didn't expect this kind of detour here. So I think, the Phillies still have a lot of issues they got to work out. They have to find a right-handed bat at some point. They need a left-handed reliever. That's a new thing. By the way, I keep an eye on Danny Colombe, who was just DFA'd by the Red Sox, trying to get out of basically a contractual investing option for some more money. He could be someone that maybe could help the Phillies from the left side. So they got to fix that. They need someone to take the ball every 5th day in the starting rotation. So, you kind of you're feeling those things a lot lately, I think. Maybe that's what prompted the question. I think that in a lot of respects, the Phillies were tired. I think the break is at a good time. And hopefully, including the ones who get to participate this week, they all come back refreshed and ready to battle the second half. But I think overall, you would be very, very happy that the Phillies are where they are given the start.
Frank, you mentioned they need someone for every 5th day. Are you writing Andrew Painter off for the rest of this season? I'm not talking about his future. I'm not talking about his career. But do you think he helps this team at all this season?
I don't think you can say that with confidence, unfortunately. I mean, he has not regained the command at AAA that he never seemed to really have after coming off the injured list and joining the Phillies healthy at whatever level. So I think that he's got something that he has to really prove to people first. I don't think they're going to call him up just because. I think they want to see him producing if they're going to do it. I think it's better for the Phillies if he stays at AAA and regains that command than it is to bring him up and get shelled for no good reason. So I think they'd rather have other options. You know, the type of inventory they've been compiling at AAA as pitchers become available, they would much rather have them, I believe, than bring Painter back right now. So he's got to write his own ticket. I think that's what it comes down to. And hey, if he gets this for him, they'll bring him up, and they'll find a place for him. It's Major League Baseball. You never have enough pitching, so I don't see why they would bring him up unless he is contributing to this team.
Frank, what's more likely in your mind? Gage Wood, Alex McFarland help this team by pitching, or help this team by being traded?
I really think they want to hang on to Gage Wood. I don't really get the sense that he is somebody who is touchable at this trade deadline. So I think they see him as somebody who's far enough along that he could help in the near future. And they certainly need starting pitching. That's something that obviously we're just talking about, right? So I think they want to hang on to him. I think McFarland would help this Phillies team this year if they called upon him. But I wouldn't say he's untouchable, but I think for them to move him, it would have to be the right deal because he does have a really live arm. Hitting 102 down there in the minor leagues, giving you visions of Mason Miller. But I think that he's somebody that could help them unless they move him in a deal. But I think if they move him in a deal, they want some value in return. So I wouldn't rule it out getting moved. But I think he's someone who very well could help the Phillies in the major leagues this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, McFarland, is there any particular reason in your mind why he's still at Double-A?
Yeah, I think maybe because of the trade deadline. Maybe they want to see what's going on, where they're at. I don't think they want to. They did technically call him up for a day just because they were really short and he was already on the 40-man roster. But I think when they look at someone like him, they don't want him to come up unless they know that there's a clear path for him. So. The trade deadline isn't that far away, just a few weeks away. Maybe they just want to see where they're at that time and see how he fits into the bigger picture. But yeah, I think that he should be up sooner than later. His velocity alone, I think, is enough to have him get some outs in the major league level.
All right, let's get back to some mailbag questions from Nick. He wants to know why did Wheeler decide not to participate in the All-Star game after essentially blowing off some steam that he wasn't selected?
Yeah, he made it known he's not happy about not being selected to the All-Star team, and kind of the way it played out. They could have tried to add him to the roster when they had some initial spots. They did not do so, and then kind of at the very last minute, Wheeler was offered an opportunity to go. And I think two things are at play here. One is he's just simply upset still not being invited. I think he feels very insulted that he was not among those that got the initial invitation. I think his numbers show that he absolutely deserves it. And it's kind of crazy. I forget who said it. I heard somebody say, yeah, it's a shame that the Phillies have the all-star starter, but then their best pitcher is not even on the team. But yeah, so I think that's it. I think he's hurt. And I think it's kind of hard. He is a human being, right? So not being invited, I'm sure, leaves a little sting. And when you consider all the different activities that are going on leading up to this time to go to the All-Star game, Zach Wheeler's not a part of it. And, he's had to be reminded the whole way. So, I think in his case, for all we know, he's made other plans. Maybe they're more difficult to get rid of at this point. And with all those things combined, maybe he's just saying, all right, well, that's it. What's done is done. I think that's kind of what he said. Now, I understand the perspective from some. Maybe there's an obligation that he goes, sort of, so to speak, because they did offer him the chance, and he had expressed he was disappointed. But yeah, for me, I kind of like seeing a ticked off Zach Wheeler pitching the rest of the season. I don't know about you, Mike.
Well, the way he's been pitching the last three since this all kind of started, multiple double-digit strikeout games. Yeah, I'll take it. And I like the fact that Chris Sale and even Logan Webb basically came out yesterday. Sale essentially said, I don't belong here next to that guy the season that he's having. And Logan Webb was similar in the way that he said, Yeah, I probably don't have the numbers better than. So I give kudos to those two.
Yeah, I mean, Logan Webb, I think, is the name I hear the most that Wheeler should have been there ahead of. I mean, Chris Sale, heck of a pitcher, of course, too. But yeah, it's nice of them to say that. I mean, they especially Sale, been around the game a long time. They know each other enough, fought each other enough on the mound that they know what Zach Wheeler is. But you know what? I think at the end of the day, if Zach Wheeler is winning a Cy Young, I think he's a very good candidate for that. The fact, hey, who knows? I mean, I think this is a situation where first impressions make a huge difference. Zach Wheeler was injured to start the year, that might have stuck in players' minds, and that's why they didn't vote for him. And then, now this impression will be left. Maybe the Cy Young voters will have that on their mind.
How many guys? They have 10 wins at the All-Star break, even though he missed a month of the season. I mean, you don't see. A guy to win 10 games is pretty impressive in the world that we live in today. And he missed a game a month of the season. That's the whole thing. But I'm almost glad that he said, you know what? I actually said yesterday, Frank, I think the American League should have said, hey, you want to pitch for us? Schlitter pulled out. We'll take you to replace him. That would have been funny.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, the wins aren't everything anymore in this game, but
No.
To me, that many wins shows that you go deep in games. I think that is important because you get pulled early, you lose the decision. Here, he's getting decisions every time, and they're mostly W's. I mean, that's kind of hard to argue with that.
By the way, for the Cy Young Award right now, Sanchez is plus 550. You can get Zach Wheeler for plus 2,200. Now, I know Mizorowski is the clear leader right now, but he's got arm fatigue. And if you don't think he has the legs, to keep pitching this well in the second half of the season, Wheeler at plus 2,200. The guy's 10-1. His whip is under 1, and his ERA is in the low 2s. Like, that's a pretty good value play right now.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm not a gambling man, but I think Zach Wheeler is a very underrated chance to win this Cy Young this year.
No, when you brought up, though, the fact that Cy Young, he's down the list, but he's having that kind of year. Let's go to Dan's question. A lot of people ask this after the derbies. The Phillies had two players, Schwarber and Harper. Are you concerned about their swings after participating in the derby?
Yeah, a lot of the reason people asked this was 2005, Bobby Abreu hit 40 home runs and won the derby, and then his OPS dropped over 200 points from that point forward to the rest of the year. He hit I forget the exact numbers off the top of my head. I think it was 955 beforehand, and then it was in the 700s after that. And so the Abreu question, I think, is not relevant here. Why? I think Bobby Abreu had to adjust his swing to hit home runs. I think what I saw last night was that Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper did what they did. I saw Bryce Harper swing his usual swing. He hits the ball all over the place. Now, he did win a home run derby in 2018, so we know he can win a derby. But I saw him taking the types of swings I see him in game action play. And quite frankly, Kyle Schwarber, what does he do? He just hits home runs all the time, right? So he basically did exactly what he does throughout the regular season. So I think that's what you expect from Schwarber. I think you saw the swings you expect from Bryce Harper in normal gameplay. So I don't think they did anything out of their usual, which would necessarily give them any reason to worry about their swings. I mean, I think I kind of had Bryce Harper as a long shot to win yesterday because I thought that his swing would lead to what he had, which is a lot of line drives down the line or to the wall. So I'm not really worried about these two in this instance. But if I saw a major change in their swings, then I might be.
I agree with you. I definitely think, especially Schwarber, as you kind of highlighted there, this guy has one swing, and it's for the fences. That was awesome last night. I do think that it got the crowd getting into it and booing Contreras. I thought that it was done in a good way. Like, he was having fun with it, right? I mean, I know people are like, how are you booing these guys? They were having fun with the whole situation, and it seemed that Contreras was playing along with them.
Yeah, sure was. Yeah, I think it was all. By the way, I just ran into Nick Earnshaw.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm live on the air, Nick. I'll talk to you in a second. But yeah, no, I think that's a compliment. I think they really got into it, and I think that they're really they had a great time. And by the way, I think you saw that when it came down to it, they got really polite applause recognized for their efforts.
I
They
think
were.
Walker,
I think they were
Walker
appreciated.
will probably get a standing ovation tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was all in good fun. The fans booing were laughing, the players were laughing, and it was just a good time had by all. I don't think there was any ill will there with those boos.
I agree. All right, Frank, I know you are on the red carpet. You just ran into Nuggets on the red carpet. It looks like, I'm seeing some video. Lizardo, Marsh, everybody coming out. Now, where exactly is this?
This is right on Independence Mall, right in front of Independence Hall. So really nice backdrop. So I set up where I could grab some pictures of them right in front of Independence Hall.
Very cool.
Really, really nice scenery here.
All right, well, I know that's wrapping up here. There's about 15 minutes, I believe, left in the red carpet. So we'll let you get back to checking out the remains of the red carpet and, of course, the mailbag every Tuesday right here on the Sports Bash. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, there's Frank with the mailbag there. And couple interesting points he brings up. The one about early in there, asking about are the Phillies about where they should be. Just looking, as he mentioned, all the odds. You got Don Mattingly plus 240. He's the favorite for Manager of the Year. Cy Young Award. Right now, Christopher Sanchez is second, plus 550, and Wheeler is fourth at plus 2,200 to win the Cy Young. And then MVP, you've got Schwarber plus 3,500 and Bryce Harper plus 8,000. Ohtani is minus 1,000. Let me ask you, Ohtani's minus 1,000. Does it feel like Ohtani is having that much better of a year than everybody else?
Well, the Dodgers themselves are. I mean, they're 14 games in first place, right?
Well, just because
it's unbelievable.
Their division, they're pulled away from the division. But is he, statistically speaking, minus 1,000 better than everybody else?
So. No.
I was like, when I saw this, they actually have a bet on one of the sites. It's Ohtani versus the field. It's minus 1,000. Ohtani this year is hitting 293 with a 408 on base percentage. He's got 22 homers and 58 RBI. I'm not saying he's having a bad year, but those numbers aren't like historically great.
The homers are down, right? Schwarber is 32?
Schwarber's dwarfing him with the home runs. Yeah. But 293 with a 403 on base percentage. Like 403 on base percentage is very good, but it's not like historically great where he's minus 1,000 lapping the field here. I was surprised again to see that he is that much further ahead in the betting things. Now, Pete Crow Armstrong is number 2. Now, I don't think that, like last year around this time, I think Pete Crow Armstrong was a number 2 guy, and he's hitting 291 with a 386 on base percentage. He's got 21 home runs and 53 RBIs. Now, I don't think Pete Crow Armstrong is in the same league as Ohtani, but his numbers are not so far off that one guy's minus 1,000 over the second guy.
Yeah. And of course, Ohtani had to drop out of the All-Star game. He's got some knee issues, right? So
he will not be there tonight.
He will not be there.
He will not be making this win. By the way, Schwarber is plus 3,500. He's hitting 254, which of course is way below the rest. But his on-base percentage is 367, which is, it's about 40 points below. But he's got the 32 homers and 59 RBI. So that's where he kind of makes up with those areas. So for him to be minus 1,000 is kind of bonkers to me. But we'll see how that all ends up.
Now, his pitching numbers are pretty good, Ohtani's.
I guess, you're right. You do throw the pitching into that as well.
I think he's got a 1.79 ERA.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The fact that his pitching is at such a high level, that could be certainly, you forget about that almost, that's factored in. But he doesn't pitch all the time, but he pitches enough that he's in fact. Did we just get a goal, by the way? No. What happened up there?
Maybe a penalty.
Get a penalty kick or a free kick or something. We got the game on here at Yuri's in Wildwood. France is taking on Spain in the World Cup semifinal. Happy hour all day, so stop out here for that. Also, they'll have the game on tonight. I know a lot of people looking for a place to watch the game tonight. They're doing happy hour all day long at Yuri's in Wildwood. So if you're looking for a place, the All-Star Game tonight. Yuri's in Wildwood. They have it with all the TVs. Great setup at the Sliders Bar. Great menu. Great food. What do you got over there, Peachy?
I got a little turkey BLT.
From the Sliders Bar.
From
You
the
went
Sliders
Sliders.
Bar,
Nice.
yes. Switch it up, on this Tuesday.
Yeah, I like it. All right, stop out here, and when we come back, coming up, Earnshaw is also at the
red carpet.
And I'm looking at his Twitter account at Earnshaw Radio.
I saw him get a little one-on-one time with Joanne Duran as well.
Nice. So
and,
you'll hear who he caught up with. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of the Phillies players making their walk.
And you know something? The bank, those fans last night, they did a great job representing the fan base of the Phillies. Something we haven't seen before on the national stage like that.
The All-Star Home Run Derby last night felt different because of the fans. They were into that event. They weren't just there watching. They were a part of why that event was special last night.
And you know what? Watching Phillies games for as long as I have at Citizens Bank Park, not too many times you see upper deck shots by Harry the K's and over the batter's eye.
There were some bombs.
There were some bombs last night. It was good to see.
This hour of the show is brought to you by Broadleys Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning. Call 609-390-3907. Online, broadleys.net. They are a trusted source for heating and plumbing service and installation for generations. Stop by Yuri's in Wildwood. We're here till 6 o'clock tonight. They'll have the game on tonight. They got the soccer going right now. Happy hour all day long. Plus, we got Matt Rife tickets, and I know a lot of people have been signing up in the box for those, and everybody who signs up gets a special prize, and you can win some money with that prize. How about that? So stop out and see Will and Rich are over there. Ooh, taking your entries for that. And then don't forget our Phillies day game watch parties continue here at Yuri's throughout the rest of the summer. We're going to be back at Ventnor Social July 29th. We'll be there for a Phillies day game watch party, and that's the day you come out to win a trip to go see the Phillies play in Baltimore at Camden Yards.
Oh, we'll have the Eagles training camp as well during that week.
That'll be the day
it's 2 weeks from today.
Camp actually opens. Will be
like that
July 29th. They report on the 28th, and they will be on the practice field for the first time on July the 29th. So we got a lot still to come here on the Sports Bash this month and today. It's our Major League Baseball All-Star Game celebration at Yuri's in Wildwood. Stop out.
We have the Phillies covered.
Swing and a drive, right field, way back, forget it, out of here. Kyle Schwarber hammers one over the right field wall.
Get the best Phillies baseball coverage on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN.
exclusions. Expires 1 thing.
What's it like to play in front of the home crowd here in Philadelphia?
Amazing. You know, it's a dream come true to be here with these fans. You know, they saw electric, so I'm so happy to be here.
How did the team turn it around with Don Mattingly as the manager?
It's great. For me, I say we do a really good job in the field. The hitters, the rotation, the bullpen is still like good, you know, try to do good. And I say Don Mattingly, he really good too.
Earlier today, talking to our own Nicky Nuggets, who is live in Philly at the red carpet. He's going to tell us who he caught up with, what he saw on the red carpet today. You got a chance, Nugs, to catch up with Joe Duran. He talked about playing in Philadelphia. You know, where would this team be without that trade? Probably a disaster. He has been the one guy in that bullpen, but what a scene up there in Philly.
What's going on, Mike? Yeah, it's been an unbelievable day. One word I could describe, it's hot. But yeah, we were able to catch up with Joan Duran. He was so gracious enough to come on over and to answer a couple of questions and talked about, you know, his time now playing in an All-Star game in Philadelphia, his first All-Star game here in front of the home fans, which is, you know, pretty cool to say the least. And then he talked about the turnaround since Don Mattingly has taken over as manager. And you could feel the energy, you know. See, I talked with Bryce Harper. He walked by. He said the fans were awesome last night. Same with Kyle Schwarber. He had nothing but great things to say about the fans at the Derby last night, even in the loss.
So, you know, one of the things, kind of set the scene for, by the way, let's set the scene for the people behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
So this All-Star Game red carpet is the day of the All-Star break. I got an email, I guess on Sunday or Monday, that says you were approved. I sent you the email, and you never got the email. So I said to you yesterday, hey, are you going to the red carpet? You were like, what are you talking about? So you found your way around and everything, I guess?
Oh, yeah, it was very easy. I got here. It's right in front of Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell's right next door. And listen, it was the last-second thing. I showed up. My name was on the list, so they got us. And I got in.
We were wondering, did you go suit?
No, I am actually in joggers right now and a polo. Wow. And someone actually filmed me getting the question off to Kyle Schwarber. Had some nice guys from the D.C. area, TV station down there. They filmed the question, me getting it off to Kyle Schwarber. It was unbelievable.
You're on the red carpet wearing joggers?
Yeah, I got joggers on right now. It's too hot. It's too hot.
Oh, my gosh. This is a disappointment.
I got joggers on. I got a whole fit on. I got it's like a Travis Matthew golf polo as well.
Now, let me ask you this, Earnshaw. The guys around you, are they going Blazers? Are you overdressed or underdressed?
No, I am perfectly fine. I think I'm actually overdressed compared to some of the media here, to be honest.
So wait, did you think about this today? Like, am I going to go? Like, did suit cross your mind?
No, not one bit. Now, the Philly sports guy had a white suit on with like red, white, and blue. He was here. He was all suited up. I said, dude, you're nuts. I was no way. I knew it was going to be hot. I had to go get water. I almost fainted. I feel like at one point it's so hot out here.
Now, because Josh said that you'll look for any excuse to go with a suit. So we thought for sure you were going suit today.
No, absolutely not. Not in this heat. Because you got to go get your spot. They have different sections off with for the media, right? So you get right up front. So there's different spots throughout the red carpet. So I wanted to post up in my spot with my water, my phone, my mic, the whole thing, and that's what we did. And I was not going to stand here in a three-piece suit in the middle of Philadelphia in the middle of the day. No way. No way.
By the way, I have hung out twice now with the Philly sports guy. That's a scene, man. Hanging out with the Philly sports guy. I was in London hanging out with the Philly sports guy. That's a scene. That's something right there.
Yeah.
Now, I also hung out with the Philly sports guy when I went to Pittsburgh We went on a bus trip to Pittsburgh, and I was with the Philly sports guy that whole weekend, man. Whew, your liver needs a break after hanging out with the Philly sports guy. I don't know how that guy,
I'm sure.
He is at every single event. I don't know how he has time in his day. I don't know how he has the energy. I mean, like, he'll be at this thing here. He was probably there all last night. If there was a Union game tonight, he'd be there.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how he does it either. The paint looks pretty good, though. I see it from across the way right now. It looks pretty good, to say the least. But, yeah, the suit, I was out on that. I would have been dripping. I got functions to go to after this, so there you go.
Oh, you're not going to the game tonight, right? I didn't know if you went.
No, it will not be at the game. I don't think so. I don't think I'll be going to the game tonight.
All right, so you caught up with Duran. Let me ask you this.
I'm grabbing
Did you
this one.
see Jordan Walker walking down the red carpet?
I did see Jordan Walker going down the red carpet. I did.
Okay, what kind of reception did he get?
He actually got a pretty decent reception. I saw a lot of the fans interacting with his dad as well. He actually signed an autograph where I was standing when he came through, so that was pretty cool. And, I thought he got a decent reception from where I was standing. There was a bunch of different types of fans, not all Philly fans. So he got a pretty decent ovation. People were congratulating him.
Now, we think, do you agree or not? We think tonight when he gets announced that he will get a standing O.
It's a great question. I would say possibly. You can't boo I don't think the All-Star game you should boo. The Home Run Derby, I think it was a fun thing. Booing all the other players. I thought it was fun and in good. It wasn't in bad jets. So I don't think he gets booed tonight. I don't think it'll be a boo.
When Contreras walks by, you got to ask him, what did you think of the atmosphere last night? Same with Walker.
Yeah. Listen, I got a couple other sound bites I haven't posted yet, so they'll be coming up on all the socials.
All right, give us a quick little insight on we got the Duran. We played that on the way back from the break. I saw you get a little you got a little question in. You said to Bryce Harper. Anybody else that you got a chance to see?
We saw Bryce Harper. We saw Christopher Sanchez came by. He stopped, got his photos taken right in front of me. So that was really cool. Saw Dave Roberts. Saw Cody Bellinger. Saw tons of different players. Now, I could go down the list. I'll be posting some more, and I'll probably put a little video together as well.
No Mike Trout?
I did see Trout. He was kind of towards the end. It was the NL and then the AL. Things are starting to wrap up now.
All right. Did you get a question in for Trout?
I did not get it. The media brigade, I was trying to throw elbows. It was crazy.
We got to get because we played it earlier. I think Trout had a better pitch to LeBron than Harper did.
I think you might be right because Bryce's wasn't strong. It was not strong.
No, it was not. I thought Bryce was a little weak sauce in the.
I thought he could have pitched a little more.
No question, right? He definitely could have done a better job. I think Trout offering him the golf was the way to go.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been the thing, man.
What's left on the agenda today at the red carpet?
So the red carpet is just wrapping up as we speak right now, and fans are kind of clearing out. So I'm going to be wandering on out of here and probably try to post a couple more things on the social.
All right. Well, we'll let you do that because coming up at 4:30, we do have Knicks Nuggets today. So we'll get some nuggets from what's going on in the world. And by the way, some nuggets, we could get a LeBron decision, some people think possibly by today, the end of the day today.
Could you imagine on Nuggets if we got it?
That's what we're hoping, that you're breaking that nugget right here on the Smash.
Be unbelievable. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. They're breaking things down. They're kicking me out.
All right, fresh nuggets coming up at 4:30, so we'll hear from Nick again. He'll be off the red carpet and back into nugget mode coming up at 4:30 on the Sports Bash. Thanks, Nick.
See you guys.
All right, double duty for Nick today. He's got the red carpet nugs, and then he's got Nick's nugs at 4:30 today. We'll do our regular nuggets. But there you go. You heard him talk to Johan Duran. Got a little question in there for Bryce Harper. It's a scene up there in Philly.
Do you think LeBron really makes that decision today with the day of the All-Star game? Does he want to do that? Does he care?
Probably doesn't care.
Okay.
You think
You're right,
LeBron would
care.
upstage the All-Star game, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what do you make
He's
of
upstaging my entire summer so far.
what do you make of all of a sudden yesterday? I don't know how many people saw this or not. There are people out there that believe that LeBron has no suitors, that no one's calling him, that he's calling these teams.
I doubt that.
Did you see that?
Who
Josh
reported
Byron
that?
Scott was saying that he thinks that, I think somebody else, Olden Polynice, you remember him, the old Seattle Supersonic center?
Was he with
They
the
were
Kings
doing
too?
some podcast yesterday, and he was saying that he doesn't think LeBron has people calling him. He thinks that Paul is calling them, because Shams last night at the Summer League game reported that all the pitches are over. He's got all the insight that he needs.
Right.
They're done taking pitches. They got all the voice memos and everything. And that's it. They're ready to basically break down the decision.
Yeah, so here's the audio you're referring to. We played this on yesterday's show. This is from Shams saying that, it's decision time is basically here for LeBron.
It's decision time for LeBron James because all the information for the most part is in. GMs, presidents, owners, they've all been heard from. They're continuing to have conversations with agent Rich Paul here this week as well. Players have also reached out to LeBron James to recruit him. And yes, all the voice notes have also been listened to. And rosters have been set around the league. The decks have been set. And the leading suitors have been Cleveland, Miami, Golden State, Philadelphia, and Minnesota.
There you go. Now, L. Duncan put out a tweet. All right, nothing to do with LeBron, but maybe if LeBron reads the tweet. She said, Phillies was such a vibe last night. The booing was hilarious. Y'all, they booed the kids shagging fly balls if they didn't catch them.
That is
Love
true.
it or hate it, Philly fans are going to make themselves felt. I loved it. Thanks for making it feel alive. What a finish. If LeBron's reading something like that, that's what you got to talk about.
But does that matter to LeBron?
Should. That's what I'm saying. It should. That should be
But
what
if it
you're
doesn't,
pitching right now.
But if it doesn't,
Well, if it doesn't, then I mean, I don't know what intangible he would be looking for. Like, what intangible is he looking for outside of who has the best roster, who has the best coach, who has the best front office, who has the best ownership?
Right. What's driving his decision?
they keep bringing up happiness. They keep
Is it the
bringing up.
homecoming or is it winning? They said, no ring chasing, just happiness. But if the Cavs were the obvious choice, I think he'd already be signed, no?
A lot of people are going down that road that if he was going back to the Cavs, they think he would have already selected the Cavs.
I agree with that. I think he's waiting for the right pitch.
So really quick. And I'm not asking this to be a jerk. I'm legitimately trying to understand. So, are we just discounting some of the things Rich Paul said because it doesn't fit? It doesn't add up for us. How are we handling some of the stuff out there? Because some of the reporting, whether it's Rich Paul saying on his podcast or Brian Windhorst, they'll sit there and say that, hey, LeBron hasn't made a decision. He's still taking his time. He's taking pitches. LeBron he's not all about winning. So it's not what Rich Paul say. He's not ring chasing, right? So do we just look at some of those things and be like, they're lying? It doesn't, or how do we weigh this stuff?
I honestly, I'm so confused at what he's even
deliberating, or
what is he thinking about? You're LeBron James. You've been in the league for 20 years. You know every town. You know every place to go. You know every situation. They talked about it. Bob Myers said it. He knows these players inside and out. He knows who he's going to be teaming up with. He knows what roster spots available. He knows their cap space. He knows it all. There is no pitch or decision. He just decides where he wants to play. That's what this comes down to. I mean, they're all going to make pitches. It's like when you go to look at a college campus, there's no bad college campus. You go, there's stuff to do everywhere. It's like I talk about all the time. Any major American city that you're going to go to, you're going to find a part of town that's a lot of fun, and you're like, this place is awesome. I went to Milwaukee. Who the hell thinks there's anything to do in Milwaukee? Well, when you get there, guess what? There's a lot to do. Now, it might not be as big or as cool as other towns, but he knows all these teams inside and out. There's no pitch. He knows what he wants to do, I would imagine.
And that's why I'm sticking with the theory that I saw over the weekend, which is that he's going to make the announcement during the Shop live show this Thursday at Fanatic Fest.
I guess, but didn't he say he regretted doing the decision?
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of his things that he said before? Like he regretted the way that all happened.
He did regret it, but also it's why he regretted it. He regretted it because they didn't focus enough on the charity money they were raising money for. So it's like he didn't regret it because of literally doing it. He regretted it because they didn't spend enough time focusing on all the money they raised for charity. So it's like I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I just feel like LeBron loves the attention. He wants the spotlight. And he wants to basically have everyone's eyeballs seared onto him as much as humanly possible.
That's why if he goes back to Cleveland, this is all going to be for just a waste of time.
Does the NBA want him to stretch this thing out?
Oh, of course they do. The more they talk about him, the more about the NBA. I mean, right now we get the World Cup on television. When we're talking about LeBron.
Let me float this out there. Do you think the national media and the NBA want him to go back to Cleveland for a third time?
No.
Or
no,
they want to see him to go to Golden State or Philly? Or
I would think if you're the NBA, Miami, Philly, two East Coast teams, I contend that his tenure in LA was a little bit of a disappointment because when you're playing, listen, I know it's LA, it's the Lakers. They're I'm not suggesting. I don't feel like I saw LeBron hardly at all the last 8 years. When he plays like on a Sunday afternoon or when he plays a team on the East Coast, Knicks or Lakers, Celtics or Lakers, Sixers, and they're here. But a majority of the games he's playing out west, he's playing at 10:30 at night. We don't get to see those games.
You're not watching Lakers, Mavs, Lakers, Spurs.
I mean, I might be here and there, but I mean, the ratings for the NBA just really take off. They need him in an East Coast town. Right? They need him in an East Coast 7 o'clock game. You got all these new television deals with ESPN and NBC and Amazon Prime. You need those games at 7 o'clock with LeBron James playing in his last. So you need him in an East Coast town if you're the NBA. That's where I think the NBA wants him to go.
I think the other thing with the Lakers thing before we hit the break is that I think that the Lakers and the NBA were hoping there would have been more NBA Finals appearances out of that whole scenario, and they only got one.
That too.
And I think that because of that, the league and maybe the Lakers are kind of like good riddance. It's over because now LeBron has a better chance wherever he goes to get back to the NBA Finals. They did with the Lakers.
All right, coming up is our unsportsmanlike moment of the day, where there's some very entertaining information you're going to stick around for. That's coming up next. The Sports Bash live at Yuri's on the waterfront at the foot of the bridge in Wildwood. We got the FIFA on. We got the All-Star Game tonight. We got happy hour all day long. We got the Matt Wright tickets. Stop out and see us here at Yuri's.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Yes, reality dating show. Guys, picture this. Your first date is at a grocery store supermarket. Okay. And you actually have to go grocery shopping with said person. Where do you park? Obviously, do you return your cart back?
Yes, that's important.
Do you just peruse
You learn
every...
a lot about people at a supermarket. Are they efficient, Nuno?
Yes. Do you peruse every aisle because you don't know what you're looking for?
How about this? If you knock something over, do you clean it up and put it back?
Do you stand in the way while you're just looking for things?
Spatial awareness.
Yes,
How do you
spatial
interact with the
awareness,
butcher?
Exactly.
Do you
all
take
that
free
stuff.
turkey when you go to the deli?
Do you have 30 items in the 15 or less?
All right, that is our unsportsmanlike moment of the day. What a great idea. Now, who does the food shopping in your marriage?
Me.
You go?
Yeah, I go.
By yourself?
Yep.
Do you enjoy it?
Well, I know what I'm after, right? So I'm not perusing like
You
they
go
were just
list?
talking about. No, I don't go list. You know, it's usually a home game for me. I know the supermarket. I know where things are. I go in, I put the stuff in the basket, check out, and leave. Boom.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I'm a go up and down every single aisle kind of person.
Wow. Even at a place that you're familiar with.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Up and down every single aisle. Girlfriend, not a fan.
She's in and out.
She does not like to go up and down the aisle. She wants to get in that grocery store and out of that grocery store. In fact, we're at the point now where she does an online order.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
She
yeah.
doesn't even like to walk into there anymore, period. She does an online order. I can't do it.
Why doesn't she like it?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm missing something. Might be a new item. Or, hey, I didn't really think about that, and now, look, I just saw that. That's something I want to get.
Or when you're checking out, you see People Magazine, you see Brad Pitt's getting a divorce or something like that.
But Nuno, his whole point was great. You get some people, they're standing in the aisle, they're looking at their phone, they're not getting out of the way. I'm going up and down the aisle. I'm looking. Now, you got to do the head like this. Bang, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What's on this side? What's on that side? What's on this side?
Now, what about
a great dating idea?
What about produce? I mean, are you checking the avocados? Are you checking, whatever else, the strawberries? Are you that bad at Peru? Are you
I'm
that
going through there.
big of a peruser where you're checking the avocados?
Well, I'm not checking if I'm not planning on getting them.
Right.
I mean, but, I'm going up and down all the aisles. I'm doing it all. Produce section. I mean, I thought that guy's idea was great. And, by the way, if you don't put the cart back, you're a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so bad the other day. I had a cart. I walked that thing all the way back, and I didn't just push it. I put it into the thing. People just leaving those carts all over the place.
Bad karma.
Absolutely. Good job by that TV show idea. That's our unsportsmanlike moment of the day.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
Football at 4 powered by the Inside the Birds podcast, which you can get on all podcasting platforms. And, of course, it is brought to you by the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Big screens, big games, game day hits different at Ocean. The All-Star Game tonight in Philadelphia. And, of course, we're live at Yuri's in Wildwood. They've got the FIFA going right now. They got the All-Star Game tonight. And, of course, it is happy hour all day long. So stop out for the All-Star Game tonight right here in Wildwood. I know a lot of people looking for a place to watch that game tonight. No better spot down here in Wildwood than Yuri's on the waterfront. And, of course, Adam Caplan's here for Football at 4, and we are closing in on the start of training camp. And, of course, the Eagles will be back at camp. They report on the 28th. They'll be back on the field on the 29th. And what will it take for the Eagles to make a Super Bowl run when they start things? That is what we'll discuss today. And it was the theme of the Inside the Birds podcast this week as Adam Caplan joins us. Adam, what's up, man?
Yeah, Mike, exactly. So our Monday and Tuesday shows were really that discussion because we've broken down pretty much everything, you not everything, but a lot that you could look into with the roster and depth charts and coaching and so forth. So, all right, what's going to take for them to make another Super Bowl run? Well, we did offense on Monday. We did defense on Tuesday this morning. And I want to give you a couple snippets, and we'll start on offense, Mike. So, the Hurts one's easy. Everybody knows that. He's got to throw on time. I told you back in February this is going to be a timing-based offense. That's what's going to happen. But what I would also add to this discussion is it's not just Jalen Hurts. It's the coaching's got to be better. They've got to be able to reach him. They've got to get him on the same page, and if it's not working well, keep drilling it, keep coaching him, and get him to eventually do it. I mean, that's coaching. And the head coach who doesn't coach a position has got to do a better coaching this time around. He did not do a great job last year. That's kind of why they didn't go deep in the playoffs last season.
Well, obviously, Hurts, he's the quarterback. He's at the top of all discussions.
Mm-hmm.
We have such an unknown with him because of what this offense might be. But one thing that was the biggest problem they had last year and has been the biggest reason they've had success during the Sirianni era has been the run game and where that run game will fall this year. Because last year, it was a mess.
It was terrible. Now, something we talked about on Monday's show, I'm going to expand a little bit here. Look, it was probably one of the worst run blocking jobs we've seen. This is our 9th year of Inside the Birds, Mike, our 9th season. It's the worst run blocking job we've seen since we've been doing these shows. It was just terrible. Now, here's the other part of it. Was it just the offensive line or a little bit of Saquon Barkley? Like, how much was it Barkley? It's hard to know, but Greg Cosell, who works for us, you know Greg from NFL Films, he definitely thought Barkley was not quite the same as he was in 24. Well, how could he be? So he dropped off a little bit. Now, something Jeff brought up on Monday's show, and I like this, is why not get Tank Bigsby involved more, who looked really good other than the playoff game against the Niners. He didn't look good. They kind of had him figured out. But why not get him involved as a changeup? He's explosive. He brings something to their offense. Like, they've got to be willing to do that now because they have a new play caller who's new to the team, and Sean Mannion, a first-time play caller. We don't know how he sees that rotation. We know Shipley will be the third back. That's it. And it's hard to imagine that either Dameon Pierce or Elijah Mitchell will beat out Shipley for that number 3 job. But we'll obviously watch that in training camp. But they really need to, Mike, this time around, give Barkley a little bit of a break and get Bigsby the ball each game a little bit more than they had last season.
Yeah, I was actually, they did bring in a couple extra running backs who do have NFL experience. You mentioned Pierce, Elijah Mitchell. You wonder if that is a sign that they do want to take a little load off of, and maybe they don't make the team, but maybe it's a sign that they want to take a little load off of Saquon Barkley. Who knows? But you're right. The running game has to be on par. You don't have to have a 2,000-yard back. We all know that. But I don't know, 1,500 yards would feel pretty good, wouldn't it?
That's what I thought he was going to get last year. That was the number I gave last year was around 1,500. Of course, it did come close to it. But I love the over 2 years ago, and last year I missed it. But, we didn't, there's no way to know that their offensive line would be that bad. Now, they were beat up. They had won the Super Bowl long season. Dixon and Juergens were hurting physically. No question about it. Lane Johnson obviously would get an injury in season. He didn't wind up not playing after that. That was a problem. So yeah, they have to play better, Mike. But one little note: Elijah Mitchell, Mike, who was the Eagles sign, who is now 28 years old. Wow, how time has flown. He was a 6th-round pick in 2021. He was fantastic when healthy with the 49ers. But Mike, he spent most of his career either dealing with an injury or an injured reserve. He's been with the Niners, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and now with the Eagles. He is a outside zone specialist. The Eagles are going to move to the outside zone this season. He fits it well. He actually could push Will Shipley for that number 3 role, but he's got to stay healthy first of all.
All right, let's talk about the offensive line and really the depth specifically at guard, which, last year Landon Dickerson had a lot of injury issues. They got interior problems with injuries. We'll see what happens there.
All right, so, they signed this to Michael Jordan, not that Michael Jordan, the Hall of Fame basketball player, but Michael Jordan, the 28-year-old journeyman guard, Mike, and he's been with a bunch of teams. He's now on his 6th team. He was a 4th-round pick of the Bengals in 2019. He started over 30 games in his career. He's really, at best, a 4th guard. To me, Mike, they're not good enough at guard here. I know that we know for a fact they've cross-trained Drew Kendall, who's going to be there. We're told he's going to be the backup center this season. They cross-trained Kendall at guard this offseason. Though he's put on pounds on a frame, I saw it. He walked right by me. I was surprised during the offseason program, Mike, but he's just not strong enough. He doesn't have a big frame. Like his dad, if you might remember his dad, Pete, played for the Seahawks and the Jets, who was a really tough guy, interior lineman. But Drew, he's more of an athlete than a mauler. That's my concern. So, Mike, this is why Howie Roseman, you got to talk about the front office. They've got to add quality depth at guard. This would worry me a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously they need better depth all over the place. Guard specifically, but, last year, Fred Johnson, they had to make a trade to go get him, and it shows that they needed depth across that line, and their offensive line had problems. When you take a look at the pass target group, how important is that?
Yeah, this one, look, they have enough players. That's not the issue. It's the quality. All right, so we know that if Mekhi Lemon is healthy and knows the offense, he'll be a starter. When they go to 11 personnel, Dontavian Wicks will come in there. He'll play one outside position. Smith will play the other outside. Lemon will be their slot receiver. So there's your 11 personnel. Then Brown will be what we call a rotational deep threat. He'll rotate a little bit. He'll come in. Him and Wicks will play a little bit. Him and Smith will play when they go to speed package. So they have enough guys. And Darius Cooper is a good story. That's not the problem. I don't know the Eagles are counting on Dontavian Wicks as they guaranteed $9 million over these 2 seasons when they extended his contract a year. Wicks, to me, has got to prove it. He did not have a good year with the Packers. I strongly believe he would not have been back. He would have not made the Packers roster, most likely, had the Eagles not traded for him or someone else traded for him. So this is something to watch in training camp. Brown and Wicks, and Brown, Mike, he'll make the team. They fully guaranteed $5 million at signing. All the cash they owe him is fully guaranteed, so he's not going anywhere. But he's been a factor in a while, Mike. This concerns me a little bit.
All right, that's on the offensive side of the ball. We are taking a look at what will it take for the Eagles to make a Super Bowl run. Those are some of the keys on the offense. What about Vic Fangio's defense?
Yeah, so something we've talked about a couple times in the offseason, Mike, is Vic Fangio. We know historically, talking to some people who work with him in the 49ers, they loved Vic, but they thought their defensive line was gassed by the time they came to the Super Bowl against the Ravens. That game, obviously, in New Orleans when the lights went out, but they felt like their D-line was gassed. And we understand, look, it's hard to argue with anything he does. He's brilliant, but, man, he's got to be willing to rotate more. And part of that, Mike, is Ty Robinson's got to be a factor. He barely played as a rookie. He didn't earn the playing time. That's fine. But Clint Hurt, the D-line coach, is great. And Fangio, they've got to start developing this player. Byron Young, look, think about it, Mike. If Moro, Jomo, Davis, or Carter gets hurt, and we know about Carter's shoulders, Byron Young will start then. Who's who's the first guy off the bench? The Eagles don't know that right now. So Ty Robinson, Mike's got to start developing.
Yeah, 4th-round pick last year. And the Eagles have done a good job of finding these defensive tackles in the later rounds, right? I mean, they've done a good job of getting guys to be rotational guys. So you're right, Robinson, if he could step up this year. What about at corner where they had last year, obviously, it got off to a bumpy start. I wouldn't say it was great all year, but that constantly was in question last year.
Yeah, look, let's be honest, Mike. Adoree Jackson wasn't as bad as maybe some of us thought, but he wasn't good enough. That's why he's not back. Rick Wallen will start. That's obviously a done deal. He'll start opposite Mitchell. The Eagles have 2 tall corners that both can run. Wallen's got elite size. He's 6'4", 1/10 of an inch. That's super tall for a corner. He's got to play consistently well. Again, this is about being a Super Bowl team. It's not about making the playoffs. It's not about winning the division. If they want to make a Super Bowl run, he's got to play way better. He was benched for a time last year, short time, and then he wound up being a starter. But he's got to play better, Mike. And there's a reason why he signed a 1-year deal. It's a lot of money, $12 million, but he's got to play consistently well. And then the other thing is, Jonathan Jones is the first corner off the bench. Like, he turns 33 in September, just after the season starts. It's very rare for a corner to play in 33, 34, 35. We don't know how good he's going to be. We'll start learning in training camp what he's got left. But if one doesn't play well, gets hurt, Jones is first up, Mike, and they don't know it yet. So we're going to learn a lot about Jones at training camp and see what he's got left.
Well, and then, you got Cooper DeJean shifting to a new position. This is a guy that's been a key factor in the defense the last 2 years, and you're basically taking him out of that role and putting him in a new role. Is he going to be more impactful in this role than he was in that role? That's a big question for me.
So they've left it open. Look, they're thinking that Woolen will be good, so they don't have to bench him. But what they could do, and I didn't really mention this with Jones, is let's say Woolen's hurt, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, right? He's got an MCL sprain. Let's say he's out or something. And they are not, let's say Jones has lost a step. They don't think he can play anymore. Coop will go back to corner. That will happen. That's the only way it would happen. Right now, they have no plans for him to play corner. But if Woolen gets hurt or gets benched, boy, that would suck if that happened. That's a lot of money. And Jones can't play anymore. He just at 33, he doesn't look like he can play. You got to, Fangio doesn't care. He's going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's one way DeJean could go back to corner. But speaking of safety, he's just got to be comfortable with it. It's a position that he's mostly new to. He's played a little bit of safety in his football playing career, but very little. Now, obviously, in this defense, it's brand new for him. He's got to be comfortable with it, Mike. Now, him going to safety, it alleviates the issue for them to make a big move at safety. They're obviously not going to do that. They can make a minor move, and it sounds like they're going to add a safety by training camp. That's how Rosen made it clear they want to do that. But they've got Epps. They've got Michael Carter, who took a major pay cut. They've got Andre Sam. Cole Wisniewski, I'm told, is coming back from a lower body injury, but he should be ready by training camp or just after it. But the bottom line is, Mike, they have enough players. Is it great? Makuba, he's got that small frame. He missed a chunk of the season. That safety position, Mike, it's got to get shored up a little bit. We'll learn a lot more, obviously, in training camp about it, however.
They traded for Michael Carter last year. I mean, he had been a guy who had been a productive NFL player with the Jets.
Nickel.
Right, exactly. But, was he not what they expected? Not just because he came in mid-season. Did they expect a better player than the one they traded for last year in the middle of the year? Now that he's been here for the
he barely played, only playing in dime, and what we reported at the time was they're going to start cross-training him at safety. He was a terrific safety at Duke, and then the Jets felt like he'd be better off as a nickel defender, so he moved to nickel. Great extension for it. Play regressed, got benched twice, got traded to the Eagles. As we predicted would happen, if he's going to come back, he'd take a massive pay cut. He took a 75% pay cut. He didn't have any choice to come back. I still believe he'll beat out Marcus Epps. We'll see what happens. He's younger. To me, he's a better athlete. He's got better versatility. But Epps is a guy who knows his defense. He's been longer. So that's a good training camp battle, by the way, Epps versus Carter.
Definitely looking forward to see if Carter can be a bigger factor after that trade than he was last year. Ja'Cory Bennett's still here too, right?
I know. It's so funny because I remember at the time of the trade, we're like, this guy was highly thought of, got bad shoulders. He that's a problem. He been on injured reserve twice. Went on injured reserve. Unfortunately, had a pretty significant injury with the Eagles in September. The torn pectoral muscle. Then he came back to later in the season, and he just never could be a factor. He missed too much time. The Eagles made the trade late, as you remember, in August last year. He is now in the final year of his rookie deal. So he because of the way it is, he's on the last year of his deal. He's not a lock to make the team, and he could run, but time's running out on him. Yeah, he is on the team, Mike, for now.
Yeah, I remember when they made that trade, my buddy out in Vegas was like, this guy was their best corner, but he just didn't fit Pete Carroll's system.
He's small.
Yeah, he's too small for what Pete likes to do. So he thought that the Eagles really made out in that trade. I told him, you're going to like Thomas Booker a lot, and he ended up being a big factor for them.
Yep.
Bennett, not a big factor here. We will start factoring in the Eagles' run to the Super Bowl. July 28th is when they report, and we'll have it all right here on Football at 4. And make sure you check out the most recent Inside the Birds podcast, which you can get on all podcasting platforms. Adam Caplan, thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, there's our Football at 4. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nobody can talk football every day at 4 o'clock like we can on the Sports Bash. Some people try. They just can't do it. You just can't have compelling football conversation in the middle of the summer like we can here on the Sports Bash. All right, we are live at Yuri's in Wildwood. By the way, right now, Spain leads France 1-0 in the semifinals of the FIFA World Cup, and it is into the second half now. That is on here at Yuri's in Wildwood. We also have Matt Rife tickets. Everybody who comes in and tries to win the Matt Rife tickets, all you got to do is come in, see Will and Rich at the front door. They'll put your name in the box, and everybody who enters gets a chance to win a prize. That's at the front door. Plus, we've got happy hour all day long. That is going in through the FIFA World Cup and the All-Star Game tonight. That is here at Yuri's in Wildwood, where the seafood's extraordinary, the value's tremendous, the sunsets are on the house. Yuri's Waterfront Restaurant and the Boathouse at the foot of the bridge in Wildwood. It's the best of the Jersey Shore. Yuri's, which is a spot for the All-Star Game tonight. You can watch all of that here on 97.3, or excuse me, listen to that all here on 97.3 ESPN. If you want to watch the game, Yuri's is a great spot down here in Cape May County in the Wildwoods at the foot of the bridge. So, latest on LeBron James. Since we started the show, there is an update, and it seems that one of the teams may be out of the running. According to Shams Charania, the one team has been basically, I don't want to say eliminated, but it looks like, according to Shams, we're down to 3 teams in the race for LeBron.
So now we're doing process of elimination.
We got 3 teams left. There's a focus on 3 teams, I should say. That's the wording. There's a focus on 3 teams. We'll get those to you in just a second because I don't even know what the 3 teams are. But that's the latest update. LeBron, free agency, and essentially he's the only free agent left in the league.
Well, it looks like Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia, right?
They're the 3?
Yeah, those are the 3.
Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia. So Minnesota out.
Minnesota's not mentioned. Golden State.
By the way,
mentioned.
Spain just scored.
That should put Spain into the World Cup finals here.
France is down 2-0.
Wow. Hey, man, everyone was counting out Spain, and look what happened.
Yeah. Well, Mbappe is a much higher profile player than anybody on Spain.
Well, good for Mbappe. He's going to be going back to Paris.
All right. So here's what Shams said moments ago on NBA Live. any day or any week. That's a big difference.
I mean, it's the same three teams that we've been hearing this entire time.
Well,
minus Golden State.
A focus on those three teams, and it goes back to what do those three teams all have in common?
I don't know.
They're all in the Eastern Conference, which is what I said before. The NBA wants LeBron in the East. Having him play in L.A., I know the L.A. Lakers are a high-profile team, but they're on the West Coast. And I got news for you. Nobody cares about the West Coast over here.
I got to
It's
say,
another world.
Thanks for nothing, Shams. That didn't give me any sort of insight on what he's thinking.
Sounded like there's three teams left, and it's Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia.
Yeah, thanks.
Two of which he's already played for. So if he wants a new challenge.
That's what you can read into, right? Two of them he's already played for. Philly is the newcomer.
That's right. By the way, the All-Star Game tonight on 97.3 ESPN. And the lineup for the All-Star Game brought to you by Chachi's 13th floor at Rafici's, coming soon to the White Horse Pike in Absecon. It's your chance every day when we give you the Phillies lineup to win a great prize. And we'll do that starting on Thursday when the Phillies are back. The lineup tonight for the National League. Kyle Schwarber leads off. Juan Soto hits second. Freddie Freeman hits third. C.J. Abrams hits fourth. Mac Muncy hits fifth. Ozzie Albies hits sixth. Brandon Marsh hits seventh. Andy Pajes hits eighth. And Drake Baldwin, the catcher, hits ninth. For the starting pitcher, the Philadelphia Phillies left-hander Christopher Sanchez. And that's the lineup for the All-Star Game tonight. Brought to you by Chachi's 13th floor at Rafici's, coming soon to the White Horse Pike in Absecon.
So that puts Marsh in right field, right? Is that what I'm
Marsh is playing right field. Yes, Pajes in center.
There you go.
And Soto's in left.
That'll be interesting to see Marsh play right. Yeah, Juan Soso.
Yeah, Marsh is playing right field in the All-Star Game. Who had that? He doesn't even barely play right field with the Phillies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, coming up, Nuggets is back. He gave us the red carpet nuggets earlier. He gave you all the nuggets from the red carpet. But when we come back, it is Knicks nuggets. What nuggets does he have for us today? Find out. Coming up next.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. Cheers at Maynard's Cafe in Margate. Join the party Sunday, August 2nd. Live music starts at 2. Drink specials all day. And your chance to win birds and concert tickets. Cheers to 60 years. Maynard's in Margate, 4 o'clock hour of the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Mike Gill in the Sports Bash. Time for the Nuggets. Nick's Nuggets is back. Now, earlier today, he gave us red carpet nuggets. Now it's time for Nick's Nuggets, and let's take a look at what's going on out there. What do you got for us today, Nick?
What's going on, Mr. Mike Gill? Yeah, listen, it was an unbelievable day down at Independence Hall, right next to the Liberty Bell. I found somewhere cool, to say the least, because it was a steamer out there. I got a couple more nuggets for you from the red carpet, because there was a couple of things that I found hilarious as I was walking out of the red carpet and they were tearing everything down.
Are you going to tell me what these nuggets are, or did you vanish?
Oh, I lost you for a second. No, yeah. So here's what was going down. I was waiting for your response. You never responded, but it's all right. All right. So when I was walking out of there, so you know how they have barricades like at events and they cover them with imaging of the current event and things of that nature. Everybody, like, they were letting fans take off all of the banners, the All-Star Game banners, even the covers of the barricades that had All-Star Game imaging on them. People were taking those home as souvenirs as we walked down. Guess what? I got one of them.
I was going to say, did you grab one?
I did grab one.
So what is
one
this,
of the
like
barricades?
the lining of the what does it say on it?
So it has like the All-Star Game logo and all that on there, and like stars and the 250. And then they were letting everybody take one. I saw a cop with one. So I was like, oh, I asked one of the workers, I'm like, am I cool to take one? He said, go right ahead. A cop had one. I said, all right.
Bring it to the studio.
Yeah, is that similar to the woman at the Knicks party that took the trash can and dumped all the trash out and then took the trash can with her?
She got arrested for that.
She lost her job.
Yeah. No, this was they were just letting I guess they didn't want them anymore. They were handing out the banners like that were hanging up too to fans as well, which was crazy.
So they basically were like, we used all this stuff. We don't have any place to put it. Please take it for us so that we don't have to clean up after ourselves.
Correct. It was like a piece of memorabilia.
So how many
It was
did you
like a
get?
piece of memorabilia people were taking.
How
What?
many did you end up with?
I just got one. It was gigantic. I walked 10 blocks to where my car was parked in Center City with that.
Strong. That's a strong souvenir, if you will. Now,
Yeah,
by the way,
I would
did
say
you,
so myself.
Now you and PG, when we went to Radio Row, hit the merch store up pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
Now he went to the merch store on Sunday.
How much did you drop?
I
was
did.
gonna say
Sunday?
over
Nuggets?
under.
I went.
Over under Nuggets dropping 325.
How many? Can I ask you how many items he came away with?
Let me think about this. It was Saturday night. Saturday, I guess, afternoon, because we got caught in the storm on the train with me and Coach Ant, who coaches Hamilton baseball. We went up there. I bought a T-shirt, a quarter zip, some magnets, a hat, let me see, pins, things of that nature. So that's about what I bought.
I'm gonna go under.
So 325 was the over under. You're going under.
Yeah. If
Nuggets?
that's what he came away with, some pins and magnets.
What
would yours be, Gil? What would yours be?
He had a quarter zip, T-shirts, a hat.
So that's 120. Hat could be 40. No, I'm still gonna go under.
You got
I
cheap
know what
seats
the
feet
price
going
was.
under.
You already told me.
Oh, I did. I told you. That's right. I did tell you. Listen, my head is spinning. I'm still a little dehydrated here from staying out there for
So
4
what was it?
hours.
Over 325 then I'm guessing.
It was
Slightly
under. It was
325.
under.
But his buddy
It
spent
was
what,
under.
like 350?
No, like 380, I think.
Whoa.
Wow.
380.
380.
Now, what would
380?
Your
Yep,
budget
we
be
got
at
380.
PG, what would your budget be at the merch store for All-Star Game?
See, I'm the kind of guy who has to attend the game in order to buy something, have that pride of actually doing it. So I wouldn't spend that much if I wasn't going to the game.
No, but I mean, if you went to the All-Star Game.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would probably get a quarter zip and that's it.
That's just a one-timer.
Or a tee, yeah.
Yeah, like he texted me on Saturday, and then I texted him back. I said, oh, why don't you grab me something? Then I was like on the grill. I was making stuff, and then he was kind of sending me like stuff back, and then I just said, you know what? I'm not there.
Yeah, right.
I got to see it. I got to have it in my hand. I got to look at it.
Wait, is it Phillies centric or is it just MLB All-Star logo stuff?
They have MLB All-Star everything. It was everything there. So like you could get like All-Star branded stuff.
Right, the logo, they have that ring the bell.
They got the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the ring the bell.
You don't.
That's what. It's funny. A lot of the home run derby participants were wearing that. I tweeted out last night. I think it was Juan Soto had ring the bell on, and that looked really weird.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, that were wearing the All-Star Game memorabilia, but had the Phillies hashtag on it, which is ring the bell. If you use that on Twitter X,
social. Yes.
Now, how about
go
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was going to say I had a couple more players that walked by that I didn't get to say the last time, who I got a chance to get video of and some B-roll.
All right, what do you got?
So I got kind of shot down again. Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn were walking by.
She was bartending at Stateside Live. I saw that yesterday.
Well, that was part of my question, Pete. I yelled out the question, hey, did you like serving at Stateside Live to the Philly fans? She kept walking. She just turned and kept walking.
She had no time for you.
No, she was holding Paul Skeens' hand, and she said, Earnshaw, I'm not even looking your way.
Wow.
Wow, so she gave you the no look. She didn't even acknowledge your question like you existed.
Well, she heard the question because she was walking by. She was looking at all the reporters. And then as soon as I asked that question, beeline. Go away. Get away from me.
Damn. I mean, she saw you wearing joggers as part of the media.
Yeah, maybe if you're wearing
I had joggers, I got my polo on.
Give me the time of day.
You should have wore your Phillies cutoff.
I know. But then I would have looked like kind of like an all-star worker. And I was like, I don't know if that's the vibe I'm going for, I got the palm tree polo and the joggers on with no-show socks. So you see a little bit of my ankle.
All right, I got a question for you. All right?
All right.
Got this one. Says everybody wants Mike Trout because he's Philly, yet he doesn't know how to order a cheesesteak. Just beaten cheese. What kind of cheese? Regular? Huh? Is this acceptable?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I mean, come on, man. You could say American, whiz, without, cheddar.
What is your order for a cheesesteak?
Me, I'm going just cheesesteak, American cheese, no onions. Plain.
I go with onions.
So you basically order what he ordered. You plain. Go figure.
Yeah, but I didn't say it like that. I say without, and then I say with American cheese.
Yours?
Yeah, I go American cheese with onions.
Okay. So the order, now I go mixed cheese.
Cheese whiz?
No,
wow.
Mixed. Provolone and American.
Oh, provolone. Okay.
Yeah, just meat, cheese, and bread, though. Nothing else. No onions, nothing. But that's the way that Trout orders the sub. It can't be disqualify him because he's talking about a cheesesteak from our area, not Philly.
Well, Trout spent too much time in Southern California. I don't even consider him a Philly guy anymore.
Wow, you're throwing him out.
He's a Southern California guy.
He has season tickets to the Eagles.
I don't care. He wants to lose
so you're out
90
Trout.
games. Yeah, if he wants to lose 90 games a year in Southern California, that's fine. It's his prerogative.
Now, that's my I always like
that
to know.
That cheesesteak order is poor, by the way, from Trout.
It is poor. It is definitely poor.
I go mixed cheese, provolone and American.
But let me ask you this. Mike Trout, the 20-year-old from Millville, no experience in LA, whatever, he doesn't order that.
I don't think they have a cheesesteak out there.
They got tuna bites.
Right. Anybody who goes with lettuce
steak tartare
and tomato on a cheesesteak is disowned from ordering.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Right?
You can't put anything like that on a cheesesteak. I'll do
lettuce and tomato or no? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
You
That
can't.
is
Buffalo chicken
Bush
cheesesteak,
League.
I'll do though.
Bush League. That's like playing at single A Clearwater.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a no go. That's a no go.
Ruins the
All
whole
right, guys.
sandwich.
Well,
Ruins the whole sandwich.
yeah,
So that guy
all right,
ripping
guys.
Trout
Well,
is out of bounds.
yeah, no good. No good.
So what is next on the red carpet? Anything?
The red carpet is over. They are making their way over towards the ballpark. They got batting practice currently. NL, then the AL. So that's why they had the NL guys go first and then the AL.
A lot of buzz in the city. I mean, what's it like? Is it like a pain in the ass?
It was, yeah, it was pretty busy. And it was funny. When I was walking with my souvenir, I saw like little kids walking around with the giant overlapping, like whatever you call it, the covering from the barricade. It was hilarious.
Well, enjoy the rest of the All-Star experience. Just go walk around
I will.
Citizens Bank Park and see what you find.
Yeah, I'll go find out.
There's today's nuggets on the Sports Bash Live. By the way, here's a nugget. Spain is up 2-0 in the 79th minute of this game.
Yeah, it looks like they're just playing keep away.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
They got to fix that rule. Got to make you try, right?
Not just play keep away for about a half hour.
We got Sixers Summer League going on right now. They're down 32-21, but LeBaron Philon with 10 points in 13 minutes, 4 of 5 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3-point range. So we got
what a debut! I know. I mean, we get it. It's summer league, whatever. But what a debut for him, huh?
He's been the lone bright spot. Him and Broom has played pretty well, but I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot of anticipation for Broom, and I hate to say that. He's such a nice guy. He's a hard worker. I called a lot of his games at Delaware, but I got to call him like I see him. I just don't see a role for him on this particular team. He's a guy who's, a big guy, 6'9", 6'10". He doesn't have that athleticism to rebound. He's not a fierce rebounder, and the 3-point shot's just not where it needs to be.
And that's okay. He was a second-round pick, that happens.
Yeah, and you're hoping some of these second-round picks anymore with the way the salary cap is and everything, with the second apron and all that. You need these second-round guys to kind of make a contribution. And he's, now maybe he comes into camp and after the summer league and, takes his game to another level. I don't know that. From what I saw in year number 1, now he had the knee problem last year, so he missed a lot of time with the knee. But I did call a lot of his games. I say a lot. I called about 4 or 5 of his games in Delaware with the Blue Coats, where he was a dominant player there. But that's unbelievable too. The difference between that level of basketball and then the next level of basketball. It's always amazing to me that just one level down in the professional ranks, one guy can score 50. He scored 50 in a game.
That's unbelievable.
Did we get a goal there? No. What happened?
Maybe a save.
Big save. Let's say I hear the. Nice play. But this is. What a save by the goalie with his gut.
Still 2-0 Spain.
All right, we got 5 o'clock hour. Kevin Cooney is going to join us live. In 17 minutes. Stick around for that. We're live at Yuri's in Wildwood, where we got the soccer going right now. And that game is about wrapping up here soon. We also have the All-Star Game tonight, and it should be a good crowd here for the All-Star Game. We know a lot of people hanging out on the deck outside today. They've been coming through, signing up for tickets to see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. And we want to remind you, this hour of the show is brought to you by Maynard's in Margate. They're celebrating 60 years. Join the party on Sunday, August the 2nd for the live music. It starts at 2. Drink specials all day and your chance to win birds and concert tickets. Cheers to 60 years. Maynard's in Margate. More Sports Bash coming up on 97.3 ESPN.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, 4:50. Welcome back live at Yuri's. Now, some people coming in for dinner tonight. You got the early dinner crowd, and of course, you got happy hour all day at the bar here. We got the World Cup on. We've got the All-Star Game tonight. Now, the first batter of the game tonight, Dan Baker will be announcing now batting for the American League, center fielder number 27, Mike Trout.
And the crowd goes wild.
You believe they'll go wild?
Oh, absolutely.
He will get a standing O?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And when he gets introed, yeah.
When they do the lineups.
When they do the lineups, when he gets the at-bat.
Now, were you a little disappointed that Dan Baker didn't get the call last night?
Yeah. Instead they had Will Ferrell doing some
stuff. That was awful. What a waste of money. I mean, I saw somebody tweet, Will Ferrell might want to try to say something funny quickly.
You know, it was funny to have the eye black. Will Ferrell wearing the eye black.
Just
and
a
Luke Wilson.
waste of time,
money,
good. And every resource allocated to that whole situation. We're going to turn things over to Will Ferrell. I was like, oh, geez, this is going to be uncomfortable, not funny. I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell guy in the world.
Well, I mean, the old school stuff, it was funny when it came out, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't. Really
Saturday, the SNL stuff. I mean, he was funny on SNL years
yeah,
ago.
But putting him in that situation.
Well, last night was because he has a new show that's debuting this week on Netflix called The Hawk. It's him, Luke, and I forget the other guy's name. They're all in the show together. And I guess Netflix thought it was a good idea to put 3 random comedy actors on a baseball field and commentate while Bruce Buffer was announcing who was in the home run derby.
The Buffer thing, I'm conflicted on whether I liked it or not.
I liked it if Will Ferrell wasn't talking the whole time.
Does it really need Michael Buffer, though?
I got to imagine, though, like,
old.
especially Schwarber, Jordan Walker might be a little young to get the Buffer situation, but when they played the jock jams and everything, I was cracking up. I'm like, man, they're really going after the children of the 90s right there. You got Buffer.
Well, you know,
like it's a WCW heavyweight championship fight. Hulk Hogan against Randy Macho Man. He's got Jordan Walker against Kyle Schwarber.
It's funny.
And then they play the jock jams.
It's funny you said that because Harper mentioned pro wrestling and Michael Buffer last night after the home run derby.
Yeah, Buff's incredible. I mean, obviously I grew up watching him on TV, and it was insane to kind of see him announcing our names and him to announce my name as well. I mean, he's so Vegas, right? So being able to kind of be from Vegas, born and raised, and do a lot of fights out there. As a guy that I've seen a lot on TV, like I said. So watching wrestling growing up, Sting was one of my favorites. So felt like Kevin Nash in that situation a little bit, NWL. But no, that was pretty cool.
That's great. Now, when you think of Buffer, people out there listening, do you think of the big boxing match?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you think WCW?
I mean,
I'd still go boxing, right?
Is it bad that I say both?
Although he was on Nitro every Monday, right? I mean, that was his gig.
Yes.
He did the – well, I didn't watch WCW. I didn't really watch Nitro. But from what I know is every Monday night he did the main event.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would fly in from wherever he was doing, like Vegas or wherever, a boxing match, and he'd come to Nitro down in Florida or Atlanta, and he'd do and now the main event.
Yeah. Here comes Goldberg.
Right.
Goldberg.
The man who is 71-0.
But that was kind of funny last night that they did that whole thing. It just felt so like 90s cheese with the jock jams, though. I was cracking up with this. I was like, dude. Hey! I was like, jeez. What's that, Gary Glitter? All right, we're going to go to the ballpark next. Kevin Cooney with this week's Cooney Report live from Citizens Bank Park will take us in on the All-Star Game and all the Phillies questions. And we're going to talk about Don Mattingly's future in Philadelphia. We'll get his thoughts on that all coming up next hour, plus Stick around. We're live at Yuri's in Wildwood, and as we told you, they got happy hour all day long today for the All-Star Game. It's coming up tonight. Watch it right here. And don't forget, stop out and see Rich and Will. They got the tickets for Matt Rife at Ocean Casino.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
ESPN, the Phillies are hosting the All-Star Game tonight, and Yuri's has it on. They'll have complete coverage of the All-Star Game here at Yuri's on the waterfront in Wildwood. By the way, Spain has moved on. They have beaten France in the World Cup. They are in the World Cup final with a 2-0 win, and the semifinal tomorrow, Argentina and England. That is tomorrow, and the championship game is in North Jersey on Sunday. France loses to Spain. We got the Phillies and the All-Star Game on our mind this hour. Philadelphia is the epicenter of Major League Baseball with this Phillies team. Kevin Cooney, his Substack is out. And, of course, you guys can all check out the Cooney Report. Kevin Cooney from the Cooney Report. And he wrote an article about Don Mattingly and the interim tag and what the future of Don Mattingly might be. There has been some murmurs that the Phillies still are interested in Joey Cora taking over that spot. Mattingly has been asked whether he wants to remain the manager. He has now verbalized it and said, yeah, he would like to keep this job. So Kevin has been around this Phillies baseball team and this organization for years. He is at Citizens Bank Park right now. We'll get to the Mattingly stuff. First, set the scene for the All-Star Game at Citizens Bank Park, which is the epicenter of baseball right now in Philadelphia, Kevin. And I would imagine it is going to be an epic scene up there tonight.
It is. It may not top last night, but you see a lot of people right now on the warning track, a lot of TV crews and everything, as players are just starting to take the National League's just starting to take some BP and some stretching. Fans are being let in as we speak. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic here tonight. Because, look, I think All-Star games are weird, Mike, and you know this. I mean, everybody looks forward to them, and then like 3-4 innings in, usually people start fading and players start leaving. So it'll be dynamic to see if they can match the energy from this time. But it'll be tough.
Yeah, last night, it's a long night. It was an awesome event. I think the one thing you could say is it's too long. 6 guys, cut it down to maybe 15 swings and 10 swings instead of 20 swings and 15. And then you box that thing into about 2 hours. It's too long. But I thought, Kevin, that the crowd last night picked the energy of that event back up and made it special.
Yeah, when you had Schwarber Contreras in the semis before Schwarber Walker, the place got going. I think that having the 2 Phillies at the back end, I get why they did it for television, to build the drama and everything. I don't think that helped keep the energy in the ballpark early, but once Schwarber got going, it got fired up around here. And, this is something they've wrestled with for a long time. I mean, Mike, I remember being up at Yankee Stadium and Josh Hamilton goes crazy for 36 in a round. And people go, well, maybe they have to change the format there. And, every year it feels like we talk about it, and they try the time format. And I don't think the players typically like that because it felt like they were rushed. And it's more of a sense of fatigue, if you will, that you're not able to catch your breath and really put your best effort forward because you're going up against the clock. But, yeah, there's got to be a different – I'll tell you one thing that would tell you, and I think you would agree with me. If it's an 8 o'clock start, then start it at 8 o'clock. Don't start it at 8:35, which is what happened last night with Netflix and their whole shenanigans.
Yeah. No, it was long. You're right. I mean, the pregame on Netflix started at 7. For them to talk an hour and a half before the thing even started was really long. Now, I wasn't, locked in, but if you were sitting there that whole time, even if you popped in at 8 and you saw that, I mean, the thing didn't get over to about 11 o'clock last night. But you're right. The Schwarber thing kind of picked it up. But I thought what was cool was the, Contreras and then Jordan Walker, they were getting booed, but they were playing along with it. They didn't feel disrespected by it. They felt like it was a cool environment to be a part of.
And even Ben Rice said that if you're getting booed, you must be doing something right. It's just actually kind of cool. It looked like most of the American League guys who got booed, or most of the guys who got booed, were still pretty okay with it, which is fun. I mean, and that's good. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Mike Trout, because I know the push has been, maybe Trout will want to come here. Do fans try to cheer him, or do they boo him just to give him the treatment? Because he knows what that treatment is from being here.
Oh, I would imagine when Dan Baker. Now, Dan's going to be used tonight. He was not used last night.
No, Dan Baker is scheduled to be used tonight. Alan Roach, who has done a lot of the NFL stuff, was the guy who was mainly the in-stadium guy last night.
Gotcha. All right. So when Dan makes the announcement of the American League lineup, first off, I would imagine Trout gets a tremendous ovation. And then when he's the first batter called tonight, Kevin, I would imagine that that's the woo right there, right?
Yeah, you would think. And especially if they're going to try to convince him on being here long term, which, look, I thought, and I wasn't here for the press conferences yesterday, but I found it very interesting. He didn't exactly say, he said, I'm an angel, but he didn't exactly rule out, look at elsewhere, which I thought was pretty interesting in the terminology that he used.
As opposed to Byron Buxton, who essentially shot it right down, correct?
Yeah, Byron Buxton's like, I don't know why Byron Buxton's so hell-bent on being a Minnesota Twin for life, but, so.
Definitely. You're right. Like, why Buxton? And kudos to him, by the way, for being so loyal, has been so loyal to that team. I guess, look, he looks at it, they've been loyal to me, I'm loyal to them, but, man, he has his opportunities to move on. You would think you would grab it, especially, with Duran experiencing, I don't want to say a renaissance here, but, man, he has turned into a guy that many people probably never even heard of before, to an all-star and one of the best closers, if not the best closer in all of baseball.
And, Mike, here's the other part. His injury history doesn't necessarily guarantee that he's going to be a hot prospect on a trade market forever. I mean, he's a little bit, I hate using this analogy, he's a little bit of a Joel Embiid as Major League Baseball, where you look and he goes, wow, he's great when he plays, but he only plays 90 games a year.
All right, Kevin Cooney is at Citizens Bank Park. The All-Star Game tonight, that's the backdrop of what's going on up there. And then you've got Don Mattingly, the manager, who is in the dugout with the National League tonight. He has the favorite right now. He is the favorite for Manager of the Year. But your recent Substack, you wrote about the fact that he said he would like to remain as the manager. And that's the first time he's really come out and said, yes, I would do this. But you write that the job above him needs to be kind of addressed. How much does the Dombrowski future factor into Mattingly being back here or not next year?
Well, I honestly think if let's say Dave Dombrowski moves on, or there's a clear time frame that Dave Dombrowski is leaving, maybe after 2027 when his contract's up and he changes into a different role, I would go Don Mattingly. If you're looking at Al Score is the guy, I think, if Dombrowski's here 3-4 years, signs a contract extension and all that, then I think it's going to be Al Score because the relationship him and Dombrowski have from the days in Boston. That's the thing. You got to figure out what you want. And Pete Dombrowski's, as I tried to say in the Substack, he's a Hall of Fame guy. He's going to end up in Cooperstown. There's no doubt about it. But his job here has not been great. It's not what Pat Gillick was. And Gillick, yes, did Gillick make a couple of moves that were suspect? Sure. But he also got Joe Bland. He also got Jamie Moore. He also got, a lot of other guys who filled in the pieces. The J.C. Romero's of the world. The Brad Lidges of the world. There's that thing that Dombrowski moves, except if you want to say Duran, but the minor league system's not in good shape. And so I think it's fair to, if this team doesn't win it this year, it's fair with 1 year left on the Dombrowski contract to go, okay, what are we doing? And the other part of this, too, I think that is overlooked is, if you say to Don Manley, you know what, we're going to bring in Alex Cora and make him the manager. Well, there's no guarantee Don Manley is going to stay. And if Don Mattingly doesn't stay, is there a guarantee Preston Mattingly stays? I don't know that for certain. I mean, is it possible? Sure. But is it a likelihood? I can't even say that at this point. So there's a lot of layers to the onion, if you will. And if you start peeling it back, it's going to make for a fascinating decision once this is all done in October.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the way you put this, Kevin. Kevin Cooney's our guest. Check out his Substack. Kevin Cooney on Substack, his Cooney Report. We've got Dombrowski at 70 years old here. There's always been the Nashville stuff. I wonder if this team falls short again. Last year it was like, you got to change it up. You can't bring the team back. And they not only brought the team back, they also brought Rob, the manager, back. This time around, if the team falls short, would there be any feeling that Dombrowski would ever be in trouble, or is this like a lifetime job? He gets to leave when he wants to.
Oh, I think it's partly, it's going to eventually be a John Miller decision. And I can't imagine John will be thrilled if this team falls short again, especially given what the labor situation is with this sport and not knowing what the long-term future is of the sport beyond this year. So do I think that Dombrowski is setting stone of return? No, I don't. I think, they can easily say his age is 70, 71. We're going to be trying to be moving on. We're getting younger, hopefully on the field at some point here in the near future. We need to kind of turn the page and see what's next. And could that happen? Absolutely. Because look, John's not a spring chicken either. John's early 70s as well. So there's got to be like a transition at play at some point in here. And so I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of real deliberations about where they go after this.
Preston Mattingly, you brought him up. I'm interested, do they view him as the heir apparent to Dave Dombrowski? Is he an important part of this organization?
Yeah, he is. And he's heir apparent. And let's be honest, I think Sam Fold is the heir apparent most likely to John Middleton. The money, obviously the club will remain in the middle of the family, but I think Sam Fold will end up being the one who ends up running the day-to-day operations, much in the same way John Middleton did. I mean, they sent Sam Fold to Wharton. And he's been taking classes, and they love his mom. And I thought the Mac Gelb article on it kind of showed how detailed it is, because they're thinking of succession eventually. And I think, again, John will probably, still be here. John loves the sport. I think John's family would like to keep the team for the most part, along with the Bucks, who have part of the interest with it. But there's going to be a day where somebody other than a Middleton is going to have to oversee the whole franchise. So Fold and Mattingly, at least right now, look like they're the parents. But look, Mike, I was here and I could have sworn a lot of times that Mike Arbuckle would be the parent. There's a bunch of guys that have come in and out of this organization that I thought would be the nice guy, and they didn't turn out that way. So it can change in all that.
Don Mattingly obviously is the interim guy right now. Is his future tied to the ending of this season? Possibly. Does he have to do something to be considered, or is Alex Cora the guy here next season?
Well, if you want to go back to the Rob Thompson situation in 2022, I don't think Rob was the guy that they originally thought was going to get to that spot. But when he made the playoffs,
right,
he kind of forced their hand. And then when he goes to the World Series, they really forced their hand. So, yeah, I think that a lot of this is going to depend on what they do. Assuming they get to October, what they do in October. And I don't think it's going to be
the parallels to that whole situation. I mean, they were 22 and 29. They weren't quite as bad back then with Girardi. But the fact
it was a deeper pool at that point too. If you look, the sample size was a little deeper than it was this year.
Right, but the turnaround I'm talking about, the turnaround got. They were only 7 games under 500, but you're right. They had less time to make it all up. It is crazy the parallels that now Mattingly takes over. They go ripping off. They turn this thing around, and now they find themselves, 2 games out of the first place at the All-Star break. It's kind of unbelievable.
It is. And I think that's one of the things that this sport has shown this year. And look, I know he's kind of hinted at it, is the depth of the mediocrity within the sport, if you will. That's allowed them to stick around. I mean, they beat up on some bad teams, but they've also kind of found their way. It allowed them to get the sea legs under them after 9 and 18. They get the Giants right away, and they played well against teams like the Rockies and the Orioles and all that. So I mean, there's a decent level for them right now at the break. Now, are they the favorite in the National League? No. There's 2 teams at least probably in front of them, in Milwaukee and the Dodgers. But there's 2 top starting pitchers give them a shot. Actually, if you want to even count Jesus Luzardo in there, give them a shot when we get to October of doing something if they can only find a little bit of option.
Kevin, at the beginning of the year, we would say they need a right-handed bat. We would think their bullpen was pretty good. They got Keller. They had Alvarado. It looked like a strength. We thought Painter would be helping this team. Now that we're at the All-Star break, what has changed about what we thought they needed and what they really need?
Well, I think we all thought that their bullpen would be the strength. You have Alvarado, you have Perkering, you have Keller, you have obviously Duran at the back end, and Duran's been terrific. But the 8th inning has become a huge problem. Perkering, I'm not sure I would feel super comfortable with him when we get to October or September for that matter, in high-pressure situations. Alvarado and the lefties are their disaster. Tanner Banks has been brutal. So I think that's where they have to look at this point as one of their top priorities. Yes, I mean, could they use a 4th and 5th starter? Yeah, they could. The right-handed bat, I still think is an absolute they have to come out of this with. But the surprising thing to me is we're talking bullpen again. And, unless they're going to put like Gage Wood in high leverage situations in October, I think that's one thing that Garner definitely is left here as we get down the stretch.
I was going to ask you, is it more probable that Gage Wood and Alex McFarland help this team out on the field or in getting pieces back in trades?
Trade. Like if I'm the Red Sox right now, I would so be after Gage Wood if they're talking in a Aroldis Chapman trade. I really would. I think that would be a good fit for Boston. I know Boston's made this run a little bit to try to get back in the race in the American League wild card. But that would be one of those guys I'd be targeted if I was the Red Sox, because I think Wood is going to be up sooner rather than later. And for Craig Breslow, you got to get pitching, and you got to get somebody that's going to help you in the near future, because Craig Breslow is not guaranteed to have a job this year.
Is it malpractice, though, to trade Wood for a 39-year-old pitcher?
Well, if you don't think there's going to be a tomorrow in this sport, we may do it.
I guess so. It just feels like, this is something. Now, listen, the Phillies have made this trade over the years. I don't know that you can think off the top of your head, Kevin, of a guy that they traded away that they regretted. I don't think there's one. In my lifetime, I don't know that I've heard about. I go, when you started to hear about prospects a little bit more frequently, it was like Jason Donald and Lou Marson and Carlos Carrasco.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'll give you one, and surprising. I think deep down, they regretted Jay Happ getting traded for Roy Erskin.
Okay. I mean, Happ turned out to be a pretty good middle of the rotation guy. And Oswalt wasn't. He was kind of not the same pitcher.
He was washed by the time he got there.
Yeah, he wasn't the top of the rotation guy. But I mean, like anybody they traded away that we heard about, none of them have blown up in your face.
No, Lou Marson hasn't. It looked like for a bit Logan O'Hoppe could be that guy.
Yep.
But Logan O'Hoppe's kind of cooled off, and Brandon Martin's going to be here tonight. I mean, it kind of speaks to your farm system. It kind of speaks to maybe what your farm system's Problem is that you don't mind if you have a couple of those guys that you can you can look and point to and go, we really love that guy, but we had to trade him to go get that next step. That hasn't happened, So
Kevin Cooney is at Citizens Bank Park. Now, did you cover the game at the Vet in '96?
I was there as a fan. I was not there. I was like sophomore year in college.
Gotcha. Okay. Much different atmosphere.
It's a little different here. I was just going to say.
Now, Mike McGarry,
the temperature's about the same, but the atmosphere is a lot different than the big cement building.
Mike McGarry told us yesterday that the home run derby in '96 was actually tape delayed and done in the daytime. I had no idea.
Yes. Yeah, it was actually, the funny part was, and I've gone to like 4 of these home run derbies now. I was in '96. I was there as a fan. '06, I was there as '06 and '13, I was there as a writer. Oh, and '08, so that was my 5th. I will tell you that it is a much bigger deal. And yeah, the '96 one was just after batting practice. They're just going to kind of throw it out there and see who's going to participate.
All right, before we roll, Kevin Cooney's at the ballpark. You know this town as well as anybody. Jordan Walker gets introduced tonight. Cheered or booed?
I'll get booed.
Oh, you think so?
I'll get booed. I think I'll get booed. It'll be a sarcastic boo, but it'll be a boo.
Oh, and I would imagine now Contreras, does he get the cheer for failing?
No. He'll get booed. I think there's, unless you're wearing a P on your hat, you're going to get booed. And I don't mean pirates either.
I think that Walker is going to get cheered. I think the fans appreciate that he played along with it and then that was an unbelievable. He had to hit 6 in a row and he did it.
Yeah. And the funny part was until Schwarber hit the first bonus ball, the one bonus ball in the final, that was the only time anybody hit those, quote, Magenta ball.
Yeah, they were talking about that on the broadcast. It was about the only thing they got right compelled on the broadcast last night. They said no one had hit one out, and then he hit one and then hit 6 straight home runs to win it last night. Kevin Cooney, check out his Substack and the Cooney Report. We talked to him right here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. He is at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. All right, Kevin, enjoy the game, man.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
All right, everybody, make sure you guys go and subscribe. It's free to subscribe. He sends it right to your inbox a couple times a week. The Cooney Report with Kevin Cooney, a long-time writer in Philadelphia who has been covering the Philadelphia sports teams. Essentially, my whole career, Kevin has pretty much paralleled his time in Philadelphia with our show here on the Sports Bash, and we appreciate him being a part of the show. Now, we are...
we have it looks like got a big salad going in there,
and all of a sudden the dining room area is full with people enjoying some dinner before the All-Star Game tonight. Yes, it's our All-Star Game Sports Bash celebration live at Yuri's in Wildwood, where you can stop on out tonight for happy hour all day long. You got that. We got the Matt Wright tickets too, so you got about a half an hour still. If you're down here in Cape May County, you're driving around. You ever do this where you say, hey, we're going to go out to eat somewhere, and then you get in the car and you don't have any place planned?
I can't say that now.
Really?
Usually I have a plan, or we have a plan, me and Lauren, yeah.
Oh, my God. There's many times where my girlfriend and I will get in the car, and I'm behind the wheel, and she's sitting in the passenger, or vice versa, and she'll say, okay, now where are we going?
And you don't have an idea either?
No clue. We'll get to the end of our street, and it's like, okay, we make it a left or a right, and we'll be like, all right, let's go left. And that'll cut out all the places from the right.
That's very
We do this all the time. In
really?
fact, Sunday, sitting around, it was about, I would say about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're like, hey, we'll go out for a little bit, hang out, watch the game. Okay. Got in the car. Where are we going? I don't know.
Is it like, hey, do you want some pizza? Then that rules out all the other places, and it's just
like,
a
what are you in
place.
the mood for?
Right. What are you in the mood for? Pizza, Mexican.
Something like that.
Now, usually I got something in the back of my mind that I don't tell Lauren until we get in the car. Then I just drive there, and then she gets real pissed.
Yep. We basically were like, I would say 50-50 at least. We don't know where we're going.
Wow.
But if you're down here in Wildwood and that's you right now, that you got in your car and you're ready to drive somewhere and you're saying, where are we going tonight? And your partner looks at you and says, why not Uri's? They got the game on. All-Star Game celebration. Starting to pack up in here now. I love it. Love it. Getting ready for the All-Star Game tonight at the Sliders Bar in Wildwood. More sports bets coming up. Little pizza. I just had a pizza. That was my go-to today. Went with the pizza here at Uri's. More sports bets coming up.
We have the perfect solution for sitting in traffic.
You come with me.
The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, welcome back live at Yuri's and Wildwood. We've got the at right tickets. You can go to the guys up front. You can come sit at the bar for happy hour all day long. We got All-Star Game tonight, and we had lousy nuggets today. The nuggets were not good today.
If they were served to you in a restaurant, you'd send them back.
Burnt nuggets, not cooked well enough. Those were some weak nuggets today. So since the nuggets weren't up to par, we had to bring in Pete's Pizza.
All right, I got like 3 slices here. Now, over on the Instagram, social media world, LeBron James was seen golfing today with Kevin Hart and Draymond Green, among other guys. But do we read anything into...
Who was it? Who was this foursome?
Kevin Hart, Draymond Green, LeBron James, and someone else. I don't know who. But
and where were they? That's the big thing. It's always, where is he?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I know he was at the Jay-Z concert.
Well, isn't he in the New York area?
Right, he was at the Jay-Z show on Saturday.
But he's going to the Fanatics Fest.
Which means that's in New York, right at the Javits Center.
So he's probably still up that way.
So he's probably still up North Jersey, New York City. But do we read anything into this Kevin Hart, Draymond Green golf outing?
No, I feel like the golf outing, it's hard to talk business. I mean, 2 guys are in one golf cart. You're in the other golf cart. Who's in his golf cart? Is he stuck with Kevin Hart? Because if that's the case, isn't Kevin Hart a Philly fan?
Yeah, he's a Philly guy, Eagles fan.
So that would be the only thing I read into it, is if LeBron is in the cart with Kevin Hart this whole time, that he's nagging him to come play for Philly.
What if he's in the cart with Draymond?
Now, that's a whole different story, but I don't think he rides in the cart with Draymond. Who's the 4th guy? Who's the 3rd man? Who's the 3rd man?
I don't know. But hopefully we have a decision soon so we stop breaking down his golf outings.
You know what? For the rest of the summer, I'll have some fun with it.
Okay.
Yes or no, does LeBron make an appearance at Mike Trout's golf course?
No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I mean, him and Tiger.
I know. I don't think so. Has Tiger made an appearance at that golf course yet? I don't believe so.
What's wrong with Tiger now? Does he have something else?
He's got some other things going on.
Yeah, I'm not reading a lot into that.
Okay.
I could play golf with somebody and get nothing accomplished.
Fair enough.
No. I want to know who the 4th man was.
Yeah, I gotta look into that.
All right. What else?
Tonight's All-Star Game, rank the reception between the 5 Phillies, Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, Sanchez, Duran, and I threw in there Mike Trout and Ranger Suarez is on the team.
Now, Suarez is injured.
Right, but he still should get introduced.
He'll probably get introduced, right?
So rank the reception.
Ooh. All right, number 1 will be – it's a tough one. Number 1 will be probably Schwarber.
Schwarber 1.
Schwarber 1.
Harper 2.
Harper 2. Ranger or Marsh 3.
Yeah, I would say Marsh is probably in the top 3.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they're all going to get electric reviews here.
Right.
Trout, I mean, there's going to be – if that place had a roof, it'd probably get destroyed. But who's last? Luzardo?
Right, Luzardo's in there. Sanchi, Duran.
Oh, Sanchi, too. He's the starting pitcher.
Yep.
I mean, Dan Baker's going to lose his mind.
Now, do we get a Durantula 9th inning appearance?
Oh, that would be great.
That would be electric.
Dude, if it's a 3-2 game in the 9th and he comes out
and
of
those
that
Undertaker bells go off?
Oh, man. This could be an epic. Now, did you see the prices?
I did. We're talking about over $1,000, right? For just general admission.
So the get-in prices for the game tonight in Philly are about $1,500 on average, whereas last couple of years it was like $200 and some dollars.
Right.
Like Atlanta and the other places. So it shows you how much bigger this game means here. But
which next year is going to be in Chicago at Wrigley Field. So
wow, I didn't know that.
Same thing.
These are some of the prices that are right now, as of 1:40 this afternoon. The cheapest price I see on this thing is $1,100.
And that's just for general admission, I imagine, or 400 level.
$1,100 to sit in section 2.
Oh.
238.
Well, that's not bad.
1,100.
That's a better vantage point. I mean, if you're going to drop $1,000.
Well, you want to sit down and below. I mean, you can go down the third base line for $1,700, $2,900, $1,700, $2,800, $2,800, $1,900. You can go sit in the outfield for $1,500, $1,900. I mean, how do they think they're getting this many people to spend that money at the last minute?
You're not even getting Ohtani. You're not getting Aaron Judge.
No, but you just said it. Dan Baker is going to lose his mind for tonight's National League All-Stars. Leading off from the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, he's going to lose his mind, dude. Kyle Schwarber. Yep. I mean,
it's true.
The place is going to go bonkers.
And then Soto bats right behind him, and Soto's going to get booed out of the building.
That's right. Well, then you go all the way down the lineup to then you get to Marsh.
Right.
And he'll go nuts for Marsh. This is his first All-Star game ever, so he's got to make it extra special.
Right.
All right, what else you got?
All right, final slice here. We had a World Cup semifinal game today. Spain moves on 2-0 over France. Is there any excuse for a 2-0 semifinal for the World Cup? Is that why soccer will never make it here as one of the majors? A technical, tactical 2-0 win for Spain. Keep away for a half hour.
There's a lot of reasons why I don't think that it will truly win everybody over. But 50 million people watched the Americans play, and 40-some million watched two teams that were not the United States play. I'm interested at 3 o'clock in the afternoon what the ratings will be. I think they strategically made it at 3 so the people in Europe don't have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. But, no, I think it is what it is. I think every 4 years it is an event that we will embrace and get behind wholeheartedly. And I think the younger generation will continue to watch Premier League and Serie A and La Liga and Bundesliga and all these leagues. I don't know what that means for MLS or the growth of the sport overall.
Even if America would somehow win the World Cup.
I will make a bet. They will not win the World Cup in my lifetime. Now, I only have about 3 World Cups left to be. I mean, it's only every 4 years.
I know, it's true.
Jeez. All right, Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. That's a couple slices from Pete's Pizza today.
Really quick, I mean, you look at the women and their side of the World Cup.
Yeah.
The popularity there. I mean, we're so good at that sport.
Because we started first.
Yeah.
The women soccer here got a head start on the rest of the world. They didn't really play women's soccer either. This Yuri's filling up, by the way. You know, one thing I noticed about Yuri's, they got about 97 people working here, and they're all busy. I mean, the place is packed here. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it got, like, absolutely packed. It's awesome. Stop out for the All-Star game tonight. You're going to love it. You're going to love watching the game here. TV setup, superior. Bang. They also got great beer on tap and cans and everything you need right here at the Sliders Bar. We're here till 6. Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. Hey, when we come back, we got a treat for you. Stick around.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill
Do I have everybody's attention now?
on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, live here at Uri's in Wildwood. Stop on out. Got a big crowd hanging out for the All-Star Game celebration tonight. Got the All-Star Game coming up. You can listen to it on 97.3 ESPN. Speaking of the All-Star Game, you guys out there have an awesome opportunity to get a keepsake for the All-Star Game in a limited edition of these unbelievable MLB All-Star Game collectibles. And we're going to tell you more about it right now. Mark Lillibridge is back for one final chance to tell all of our listeners exclusively in the area about this keepsake. Our listeners are getting a unique opportunity to get.
Mike, I appreciate you having me back on. Yes, thank you very much. Again, it's you can find these bats at nycosports.com. I'll get more into the details where you can call some. But it's a full-size 34-inch red, Philly red wooden bat made right there in Pennsylvania. It's licensed by the Major League Baseball Players Association and Major League Baseball. It's a huge collectible. We've been selling these things like crazy because, you know, the All-Star Game in baseball is like the best All-Star Game there is out there. And, I mean, you know, they haven't gotten away from theirs. And Major League Baseball just found a way to make it huge. And they having the home run derby last night, the rookie game before that. It's a big deal, and we're commemorating it with this official bat. And it's, again, it has the official logo of the All-Star Game on the barrel. It's got the celebrating the 250th year of our country being founded. So if you're just even if you're just a proud celebratory year, this is the official bat to do it, and it's all right there on the barrel, along with a bunch of information and a bunch of great players from the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, it's a unique bat for our listeners because of the game being in Philadelphia. Also going to highlight some people like Mike Trout, who lives 45 minutes from our studio, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. They will all be featured on this bat, right?
Yeah, great color photos of them. Of course, they're going to see their gorgeous faces with them in the background. You got the ballpark there, and of course, it's something that's going to be a keepsake forever. I mean, this is something you're going to have, 100 years down the road. You'll be able to pass this on to the next generation, the generation after that. That you can sit and say, I'm not making it 350 years, or probably that is. It's a great keepsake and something that just is going to be iconic. And again, we're still going to update this. I mean, the bat still, if you look at the images on our website, it's got the scores at 0-0. It's got the National League logo and the American League logo. But it does have the date. It will have the home run derby winner, who, of course, was Jordan Walker, will be on there. And then whoever wins will be on there, their name will be on there as well. And so that'd be really something cool to have. And again, only 2,026 of these will ever be made, Mike. So you're already, out of a world with 8 billion people, 2026 is a small sample size. And this is something really cool to not only, remember this when the All-Star Game was held in Philadelphia. It's been 30 years since they've had it. Why don't they never get it again? Or if it's another 30 years, this is something that you can have to commemorate 2026 All-Star Game in Philadelphia. We just have some of the greatest fans in the world.
Yeah, guys, if you have that room in your house that just has that memorabilia, this is something that needs to be hanging from the wall. This is awesome. It's a limited edition MLB All-Star bat. It has pictures of Schwarber, Harper, also Trout on there. And it will have the final score of the All-Star Game, the MVP, and the home run derby winner. That was a heck of a derby last night. And full disclosure, Mark, you are in Missouri, right? So were you pulling for Jordan Walker last night or what?
Well, I think it's a cool story, right? I mean, his salary is $700,000+, and he wins $1 million, so you always root for that guy. But it was Schwarber put on a show, so it was. I think for the hometown crowd, the Philly fans booing is everything you want about sports. I love that. It was great. Jordan Walker's quote, which it kind of encapsulates what Philly fans are all about. It's like, hey, they don't boo at nobody, and so they knew he was somebody to be reckoned with, and it was just a cool home run derby. It's something as a kid, right? We all want to see home runs, right? The greatest commercial of all time was the Braves pitchers talking about chicks dig the long ball. And I think that was encapsulated last night in that home run derby. I think it was really, really fun. And hopefully the game tonight will be the exact same. And so, I mean, think of that, man. For $149.95, you can get this bat. And, I think it's just it's a cool, iconic piece, for someone who's a collector to have something so rare. And again, I think this is going to be one of the most epic games of all time because it's where our country was founded 250 years ago. And it's something that's really, really, I think, unique and in a collector's item. Even if you're not a Philly fan, if you're a baseball fan, I just think it's a really cool collector's item.
Yeah, it includes a certificate of authenticity. As he mentioned, it's a limited edition. So think about this, how unique it is that our listeners today, you are the only people in the country that are listening right now for a chance to get this bat, and there's only 2,026 of them. So someone in Missouri, someone in Chicago, they're not getting that opportunity right now. You are. Mark, tell them how they can do it.
Yeah, I would recommend give us one of our sales representatives a call. They're waiting, standing by. 800-345-2868. Again, 800-345-2868. They can walk you through the process. You're going to have a bat that's made here right in America, and you're going to be talking to someone right here in a great company, Nyko Sports, based out of St. Louis. It's someone you can count on, been in business 35 years. It's a big deal, and I think this is a big opportunity for any collector in the world. And what a great Christmas present. What a great gift for someone in your life to be able to give them a piece of American history, but also of baseball history and Philadelphia history.
That's a great point. You get dad or grandpa or somebody, brother, uncle. You're looking for something for the Christmas season, which, it's Christmas in July coming up in about 10 days. You get that early Christmas present. How about this awesome keepsake memorabilia? Mark, we appreciate you thinking of us and our listeners. For the people who listened before, we've done the footballs. Those things are awesome. I have a couple of those hanging in my office, and this bat is an awesome keepsake for any Phillies fan, baseball fan out there, for the people out there. So I appreciate you thinking of us and our listeners.
Well, I appreciate you, Mike, for getting me on again. Something official. Anytime you get something, getting the licensing from any sport, but especially Major League Baseball is tough, and you got to get it from the Player Association. So to be able to have it on this bat and make it the official bat, knowing you got all the logos that are important, and having this certificate of authenticity makes this a huge, huge deal. And I'm excited for your listeners to be able to get one. I think it's a great, great opportunity, man. For $149.95, you can get a piece of, Americana and something that's great, America, apple pie, and baseball.
Mark, thank you so much, and appreciate it.
God bless, man. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
All right, Mark Lillibridge with Nyko Sports, and you can check out that bat. I got the pictures of it. We had it up on our Facebook page for the people who are watching on the Facebook. It is really cool. 34-inch bat, too. It's not like some little ones that you get like when you go to the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk in and they hand you that little tiny bat, you end up hitting the guy in front of you with that bat. This is a 34-inch bat. Everybody gets an opportunity. There's only 2,026 of them. So if you don't think about it, you got to make that move quick here. It's 800-345-2868. Nyko, N-I-K-C-O sports.com, N-I-K-C-O sports.com. And they'll be here in the fall of 2026 because they got to make them. It's going to be 2026, and they got to carve them all, put the pictures on, all that good stuff. So I appreciate Mark for thinking of us and our listeners on that, because as we said, there's only a limited edition, which means all of our listeners in the listening audience, you're getting first crack at this bat. So make sure you check that out. All right, thanks to Yuri's as always. Dan and his team are always so accommodating, and we love being out here. We'll be back here. I believe the next time we're in Yuri's will be in August.
August 2nd.
I think that sounds
August 5th. First week of August.
Sometime in August. August 12th.
Oh, August 12th. There you go.
Will be the next time we're back here for Phillies Day Game Watch Party. So if you haven't been out here, August 12th will be the next time we're out here. August 12th here at Yuri's. July 29th will be the next chance you can come watch the Phillies with us. We'll be at Ventnor Social for that one, and that will be the day that we give away the trip to Baltimore to see the Phillies play the Orioles. So make a plan to come on out and check out the Phillies with us. Tonight, it's the All-Star Game. Listen to it right here on 97.3 ESPN live from Philadelphia. Have a great night, everybody.